This is it then. The battle for Baku. Welcome to Azerbaijan. This is where Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton will do battle, but Charles Leclerc will block them. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's take a look at the Drivers and the Constructors' Championship. Formula One heads away from the south of France and heads to the border between Asia and Europe. Welcome to Baku and the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's the 6th stop on the 2021 calendar. So far, 3 races to Lewis Hamilton, 2 races to Max Verstappen, with the Dutchman leading the title. Azerbaijan kicks off the usual summer trip around Europe. Next time, we're at the French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard before a double bill in Austria with the Styrian and Austrian Grand Prix, taking us then to the 16th to the 18th of July for the British Grand Prix at the height of Euro football. Then we go off for the Hungarian Grand Prix before the summer break and another triple header with Belgium, Netherlands and Italy forming part of an Ionic trio. Then we head over to Russia on the 26th of September, Singapore on the 3rd of October before backing up that with Japan. Then on October 24th, it's the United States Grand Prix. A week later, Mexico. A week later, in Brazil, before a little gap before the Australian Grand Prix, Saudi Arabia, and then the season ends on the 12th of December at Abu Dhabi. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads the way by just 4 points to Lewis Hamilton, 105 to 101. Lando Norris in 3rd place on 56 points ahead of DNFing in Monaco's Valtteri Bottas. Sergio Perez completes the top 5, followed by Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon completes the top 10. On the second page, Sebastian Vettel finally gets points 10 to his name in 2021, alongside Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso with only 5, Yuki Tsunoda on 2, Antonio Giovinazzi still on 1 point, and no points on the board for Kimi Raikkonen, George Russell, Nicholas Latifi, Mick Schumacher or Nikita Mazepin. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, for the first time in a long time, it's Red Bull Racing leading the way by just 1 single point to Mercedes, 149 to 148. McLaren lead up next, 2 points ahead of Ferrari in the battle for 3rd. Aston Martin a point ahead of AlphaTauri, who's a point ahead in turn of Alpine. Then we get Alfa Romeo Racing only on 1 point. Williams and Haas sadly still on none. It's the 2021 Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in Baku. Charles Leclerc on pole position with championship rivals Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen 2nd and 3rd. Welcome to the battle for Baku. Let's take a look around the Baku city circuit here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. 51 laps ahead of us, 3.753 miles. Start the lap then. It's very important to get a long sweeping run down towards turn number 1. You're going 8th gear, 345 kilometers an hour, back down 3rd gear, 130 kilometers an hour. Rise up towards turn 2. It's yet another 90-degree left-hander. Now put the car in the centre to the track, open up the DRS and really full it throttle. 8th gear, 330 kilometers an hour, back down to 3rd gear at just 100 kilometers an hour into the braking zone. Get the cars controlled at the exit as well as you go into the first right 90 degree at just 3rd gear, 95 kilometers an hour, back down towards 5 and 6. So once again it's a tricky little corner to get right. 3rd gear, once again 100 kilometers an hour as you enter the castle section. Now the track narrows right up as you try and hold it between the lines as well. Now back down 3rd gear, 100 kilometers an hour. Now literally thread the eye of a needle up throughout the castle as well, jump up the hill, 3rd gear all the way up, drop to about 95 kilometers an hour and then really let the engine sing as you rise up. 8th gear, 290 kilometers an hour as you blast through, you're approaching the braking zone. 5th gear, 265 kilometers an hour, back down 3rd gear at 120. Now, let the engine really sing as well, as once again, as you get the exit speed brilliantly here, third gear. Now, full throttle, rise up. By turn 18, you're at 8th gear, 300, then 307 kilometers an hour, battling through. 19 and 20, 8th gear, 325 kilometers an hour. Open up the DRS, you'll cross the control line. In 8th gear, 330 kilometers an hour before reaching a top speed of 345 kilometers an hour. And that is a lap of Baku. Oh yes, what a day we are going to have. Charles Leclerc on pole position, alongside him on the front row Lewis Hamilton, and Max Verstappen starting in third place. This is the battle we wanted at Monaco, but were so cruelly denied. This is the battle of Baku. Who knows who's going to win this race as well? The slipstream's going to be such a factor. The wind is high. Overnight rain as well has washed away the track. That's going to favour Ferrari more than Mercedes off the start line, because Mercedes having low grip all over the track in any condition. This is the big one. This is going to be a great race. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome along to watch-along coverage for the 2021 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. This part of the programme is pre-recorded due to right now there being a live MotoGP race, and this being recorded at about 8:32 in the morning as well, just before we go on for the MotoGP shows. But it is going to be absolutely epic, this race as well, because the front row and the first two rows have got cars that we know are competitive and can win this race. Anyone makes a mistake. Turn 15 in yesterday's qualifying session caught out two drivers. We had 4 red flags yesterday. 2 red flags caused at turn 15, 2 caused at turn 4. Very controversial situations going around as well with that last red flag as well, with Yuki Tsunoda putting it in the wall. This time it wasn't to keep his position. First time in Q3 since Bahrain, and he was back down the order. Not good at all. But let's stop delaying. Let's get into the highlights and take a look at the practice sessions with the reports. So let's take a look then at what happened in free practice number 1. And it was Max Verstappen who led the first session as well. Very clear of the two Ferraris, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz as well. The winner 2 weeks ago at the Monaco Grand Prix, Max Verstappen, picked up where he left off as well. A fantastic opening session for him in what was a bit of a tricky condition as well. The track very, very green, with it being a street circuit as well. There were worries around the circuit as well as to how much the track was going to take to heat up, but it got it done. Verstappen out there on the softs with 15 minutes to go had a flying lap, but he was blocked by Nikita Mazepin as well. And Max was very, very angry with Nikita. We did actually stick up for Nikita, which is very rare, but he was in a part of the track where he couldn't do anything about it. So just an unfortunate block there, but Nikita went on to actually block somebody else in qualifying. So enough said about that as well. Verstappen's time there was a 1:43.184, fastest overall. Ferrari were quick. Leclerc second, Sainz third as well. They were impressed in Monaco with pole position of Charles Leclerc. Didn't start the race. However, they seem to come out fighting now. This circuit suits them as well, just like Monaco, a street circuit with a lot of slow speed corners. They can catch up in the old part of the section of the track in the old city as well. So it was looking good. Just 4 hundredths off the pace of Verstappen. Definitely something to prove there later on. Baku podium finisher, 2-time, the only driver to do so, Sergio Perez, 4th for Red Bull, ahead of Danny Ricciardo, who did a strong P5 after a miserable Monaco Grand Prix. As well, going on to it, Lando Norris was P8 overall as well. He had a spin at the exit of turn 16, but he was on a first 2 sectors flying laps. That's unfortunate there as well. A late effort from Fernando Alonso, so he take P9 ahead of Valtteri Bottas, the last winner at this track back in 2019 as well. He had a run-off at turn 2. Kimi Raikkonen, best time for the Alfa Romeos, P11 ahead of Giovinazzi, and then Stroll ahead of Tsunoda and Schumacher. All went off down at turn 4 as well. And unfortunately as well, Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda having to do the Austin Powers million-point turn to try and get back around on the track, and it didn't really work out that well, causing yellow flags and virtual safety cars as well. Tsunoda ended up 14th as well. Going down, Schumacher was 19th. Vettel had a scrappy session off at turn 1 and 16. He went 15th overall for Aston Martin ahead of Esteban Ocon. Russell and Latifi, Schumacher and Mazepin rounded out the results there. But Verstappen tops FP1. Let's take a look at the times. Max Verstappen tops the first practice session on 1:43.184. Charles Leclerc second on 1:43.227. Carlos Sainz is third on 1:43.521. Sergio Perez fourth on 1:43.630. Danny Ricciardo P5 on 1:43.732. Pierre Gasly sixth on 1:43.757. Lewis Hamilton is seventh on 1:43.893. Lando Norris is 8th at 1:43.996. Fernando Alonso is 9th at 1:44.777. Valtteri Bottas completes the top 10 at 1:44.891. Kimi Raikkonen is 11th at 1:44.943. Then we get Antonio Giovinazzi is 12th on a 1:45.092. Lance Stroll 13th at 1:45.234. Yuki Tsunoda 14th on a 1:45.384. Sebastian Vettel 15th at 1:45.415. Then we get Esteban Ocon 16th at 1:45.446. George Russell 17th at 1:45.452. Nicholas Latifi 18th at 1:45.774. Mick Schumacher 19th at 1:46.899. And Nikita Mazepin 20th at 1:46.945. Red Bull seemed to have a way with this track as well, because free practice 2 saw Sergio Perez top the timesheets as well. Great session for them, but a terrible session for Max Verstappen as well, having some issues out on the track as well. He was down in second place, 10th off his pace, got blocked on quite a lot of his long runs as well, did Max, and was unfortunately not up to it, but he did get a tow at least to put him into P2 as well. The session was very much a yellow flag fest. After having no yellow flags in the race at Monaco, Baku seems to want to make up for it. Multiple yellows early on as well. Williams' Nicholas Latifi brought out a red flag. 13 minutes was lost after he crashed at turn 15 as well. And then Charles Leclerc locked up and went into the barriers as well. That triggered a virtual safety car with the wings stuck in the middle of the track as well. Not a great day if your name is Williams or Ferrari. Further down, Perez was fastest on the soft tyres after the virtual safety car as well. A 1:42.115 was his time. He was followed then by Verstappen, who was a 10th off. Ferrari bounced back. Sainz and Leclerc third, fourth. Pierre Gasly went into 5th place as well. Hamilton was very much bemused as to what was going on down there as well. He was way down the field as well. He was after answers, actually. He was down on his first soft front tyres, telling his race engineer, do whatever we need to do. I'm not going to get any faster. I don't know where all the time is. He was down in 11th place. Bottas was down in 16th. Mercedes looking vulnerable on Friday as well. And Bottas spinning down at turn 1 at the end of his fast run. Couldn't get the brakes on in time. AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly finished 5th as well. A 10th behind Leclerc. But Yuki Tsunoda finished in 10th place as well. Not a great one there. After blocking Lewis Hamilton coming out of turn 15 as well. Why blocking in practice, I don't know. Going on further down, Danny Kvyat watching on as well. The reserve driver at Alpine, as Alonso finished 6th, and Giovinazzi was 7th, and Ocon took 9th as well. Norris, lock up at turn 15, but managed to get back on the track. He went down into 12th. Ricciardo was 13th as well. Vettel spun immediately in the first minute of FP2, down at turn 16, managed to get it back on as well. He was ahead of Stroll in 14th as well, but it was 15th for Vettel actually, and Stroll was 14th. Latifi was down in 20th again. He went off at 15, as I said, broke off the front suspension. That was game over for him. Good D for the Haas pair as well. Mazepin and Schumacher. Schumacher 19th, Mazepin 18th, so not last overall in this session. Let's take a look then at the times from FP2. Sergio Perez is top of free practice 2, a 1:42.115. Max Verstappen is second, a 1:42.216. Carlos Sainz is third, a 1:42.243. Charles Leclerc fourth, a 1:42.436. Pierre Gasly P5 at 142.534. Fernando Alonso P6 at 142.693. Antonio Giovinazzi P7 at 142.941. Lando Norris is 8th at 143.018. Esteban Ocon P9 at 143.020. Yuki Tsunoda rounds out the top 10 at 143.130. Lewis Hamilton is 11th at 143.156. Kimi Raikkonen 12th at 143.220. Danny Ricciardo 13th at 143.298. Then we get Lance Stroll 14th at 143.812. Sebastian Vettel is 15th at 143.881. Valtteri Bottas 16th at 144.184. That's then followed by George Russell on a 144.557. Nikita Mazepin is 18th at 145.563. Mick Schumacher 19th at 146.095. And Nicholas Latifi 20th at 146.983. So forget Red Bull having the advantage this weekend. Shall we add in the fact that Pierre Gasly took it for the Alpha Tauris out there as well? He led practice 3 as Max Verstappen met the barriers early on, coming out of turn 15, braking late and locked up. The car jumped up at the rear and whacked into the barriers, taking off part of the front suspension. It wasn't a big hit, easily repaired. However, it did cause the red flag to come out as well as he was pushing when on the hard tyres slid in the wall, similar to how Vettel did, similar to how Leclerc did it yesterday in practice too, if I can get my words out. Verstappen wasn't able to get the car into reverse. That brought out the red flag as well. But it was AlphaTauri picked up the pieces. Gasly went fastest, 142.251 from Perez, who was 0.3 off him as well. Hamilton got back up into the top 3, but he got a toe off Yuki Tsunoda to do so. Gained him a monster 6/10 advantage over what his lap time would have been. So don't call that a representative lap time just yet. Leclerc was 4th and Sainz in P5 as well, looking good. Top 10 as well. Russell was up there as well, which was good, but he had to back out early on. He was looking strong to get into the top 10 actually, but a water leak issue caused a power unit change ahead of qualifying. He was down in P18 then overall, couldn't get the power that he wanted and stopped as well with a few minutes to go on the simulation runs for qualifying. Aston Martin was 11th with Sebastian Vettel. Vettel sliding into the escape route at turn 15 on his first flying lap, just like in FP2. Stroll ended up down in P12 as well. Bottas down in 13th, not great. Raikkonen 14th ahead of Verstappen. Then we see Latifi, Giovinazzi, Russell, Schumacher and Mazepin down on the deck. What a very interesting third practice session. Very interesting practices all the way around. What will qualifying bring? Before we get into that, here's the times from FP3. Pierre Gasly tops the third and final practice session on a 142.251. Sergio Perez is second at 142.595. Lewis Hamilton goes third at 142.697. Drop down, we see Charles Leclerc fourth at 142.778. Carlos Sainz is fifth at 143.006. Lando Norris sixth on a 143.011. Fernando Alonso going P7 at 143.080. Yuki Tsunoda P8 at 143.244. Then we get Esteban Ocon P9 at 143.294. Danny Ricciardo completes the top 10 at 143.557. Sebastian Vettel is P11 at 143.585. Lance Stroll 12th at 143.682. Valtteri Bottas 13th at 143.745. Kimi Raikkonen 14th, 143.826. Max Verstappen 15th, 143.984. Then we get Nicholas Latifi 16th at 144.054. Antonio Giovinazzi 17th at 144.113. George Russell 18th at 144.434. Mick Schumacher 19th at 145.282. And Nikita Mazepin 20th at 145.711. Okay, let's get into what happened in qualifying and start as ever with Q1. There's the graphic alongside you to watch along with us. So it was Lewis Hamilton, surprising everyone, going fastest in qualifying 1. But qualifying 1, if you joined us live for it, was a long one. 45 minutes. That's how long it took to complete an 18-minute session. 2 red flags in a row. The session started quite well early on as well, but with 14 minutes to go, coming out of turn 15 on his first push lap, Lance Stroll just got a little bit of oversteer and whacked to the wall on the right-hand side, taking off the suspension and breaking the front wing. He managed to get it down the hill, but stopped on the track at the exit of turn 16, and that brought out the red flag. That took 15 minutes to clear. Then when we got going again, we had 5 minutes of running before on his push lap, Antonio Giovinazzi crashed in exactly the same manner down at turn 15, this time heavily, to which brought off the rear suspension, the front suspension, and broke off the front nose cone as well. He was stuck at turn 15. That brought out another red flag while the track was cleaned up. We eventually got going 40 minutes later and completed the 9 minutes for it all as well. But a 45-minute Q1 was unbelievable. But this is how it went, as I said. Leclerc, first driver out to get a time on the board before the red flag came out for Lance Stroll as well. But it was action as well all the way around. Russell, who never was going to take part in qualifying 1 due to a power unit change, was actually gifted the opportunity to by the red flag with Lance Stroll, because Williams managed to replace the entire power unit in time. He doesn't have a grid penalty because he's changed it to an old power unit. So Russell and the Williams guys owe Lance Stroll a drink at the end of this evening as well. Red Bull wasted little time heading out there with Verstappen going quickest ahead of Perez, Ferrari, Julius Sainz and Leclerc third and fourth. Several cars forced to abort laps as well in the second red flag period. On the restart, Hamilton moved to the top of the timesheets on his second run of the same soft tyres that had done 5 laps before the red flags. Demoted Verstappen to second as well. Stroll ended up bottom of the pile overall as well with all these red flags. Giovinazzi will start 20th because Stroll completed 2 sector times. Only completing 1 was Giovinazzi. So that meant that everybody knew what was going to happen. Knocked out was Latifi, Schumacher, Mazepin, Stroll and Giovinazzi. And then moving on to qualifying 2, just before the start, we got the news that Lando Norris was under investigation for failing to respect the red flag procedure. Now, coming down towards the back straightaway, which is at the flat-out section of the track before the pit lane entry, there is a dotted white line to where you have to go whether you're committing to the pit lane or not. And at the end of that, about 100 metres later, there's a solid white line. You are not allowed to cross the solid white line at all. If you are across that solid white line in the race, you have to go down the pit lane. No ifs, no buts. That's after Kimi Räikkönen did it back in 2017 and got the penalty. So, Lando Norris under red flag determined that he couldn't safely enter the pit lane because he was going too fast. However, he then crossed the solid white line and accelerated heavily under the red flag procedure. That's a big, big no-no. Under those situations, as I said in commentary, a 5-place grid penalty would have been applied. However, the stewards were lenient with him because it wasn't in a dangerous zone, and he admitted that it wasn't actually the best judgment to get into the pit lane safely. It was a bit too late of a call for him. So a 3-place grid penalty has been given to Lando Norris, and that'll drop him down later on. We'll talk about that later. Into Q2, and it was Danny Ricciardo this time who crashed out with 1 minute 29 remaining. That brought out the red flags. That compromised everybody's lap time. He was already out in 13th place anyway. Perez was furious that Aston Martin released Vettel into his path as well, sliding out when the session started for 15 minutes as well. But going on, it was Hamilton who went second overall as well. Verstappen snuck ahead for his second time on the softs. It was Leclerc who went quick as well overall, but it was still very quick as we saw Ocon, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Raikkonen and Russell. Vettel as well joining that battle, all being eliminated as well, going down. But it was Tsunoda who managed to get into the top 10 with a very quick lap time just before the red flag came out, as Danny Ricciardo locked up at turn 3 and 4 and crashed out, bringing out the red flags with 90 seconds left. That ended it all, and Vettel was on a fast lap and he was not happy about it. So knocked out in Q2, Vettel, Ocon, Ricciardo, Raikkonen and Russell. Moving on then to a very dramatic qualifying 3, as you can see, and another red flag, this time with just 4 seconds left. This red flag came out actually with 1 second left on the clock as well after a yellow flag. We'll get on to why in just a second. So the banker laps were more important than ever, and it was Charles Leclerc who picked up a toe from Lewis Hamilton and went fastest overall as well in that top 10. A very, very important battle as well. His time a 1:41.218. Hamilton goes second on the front row as well. He had a toe on the grid. Verstappen Verstappen third alongside his ex-teammate Pierre Gasly. Sainz and Norris, Perez, Tsunoda, Alonso, Bottas completing the top 10. The reason the grid is so topsy-turvy was because with just 4 seconds to go, Yuki Tsunoda locked up down at the third corner and went straight into the barriers, exactly how Danny Ricciardo did it at the same part of the track. And then, unsighted as well as to where the accident was, Carlos Sainz was right behind him on a fast lap, saw the blue smoke, couldn't see where the car was. He knew it was in the wall because he could see the dust flying up. So reacted and span the car around 360, fell off massively down the escape road, whacked the back of the car, and was still waiting on news whether it's a new gearbox for Sainz or not, because it was a big whack, and he got stopped in the middle of the track as well. That blocked the entire track. That brought out the red flag as well, which meant for the second race in a row underneath a red flag, but this time not by his own making, it's Charles Leclerc who takes pole position for this Grand Prix. Not bad at all. Okay, we are moments away from the lights out as well. We have timed this perfectly so that we will join live coverage exactly when the world feed introduction ends and the live pictures begin from the circuit. Okay, so if it's all worked to plan, let's cross over to the commentary box where alongside myself is Ian Birch and Megan Birch for watch-along commentary for the 2021 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Hello everybody and welcome to live coverage for the 2021 Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in Baku. We are in for an absolute thriller. Do you know why? Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. Alongside him, Lewis Hamilton. Baku is located 28 metres or 92 feet below sea level, making it the lowest average height for the Formula 1 World Championship. This circuit is one of 6 anti-clockwise tracks of the year alongside Imola, Austin, Interlagos, the new Jeddah circuit, and Yas Marina. It's a 3.73 miles, 6.003 kilometre circuit. Average speed 130 miles an hour. Top speed is at 226 miles an hour. Average out as well. We've seen some fantastic races over the years. Down at Turn 1, 2018, Ricciardo versus Verstappen. Them two making contact, Verstappen into the back of Ricciardo. And meantime, further back as well. In Turn 2, 2017, Sergio Perez versus Esteban Ocon. Perez ending up out of the race with a damaged front wing and Ocon out of the race as well. And down at the action zones for Turn 8 in qualifying in 2019, Charles Leclerc put it in the wall at the castle section. Yesterday, it was mainly more seeing of turn number 4 and 15. That were the trouble causes. Tyre compound, soft is the C5, medium the C4, the hard the C3 tyre compound. Let's take a look at the starting grid then for the 2021 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. For the second race running, it's Charles Leclerc who lines up on pole position for this race. Alongside him on the front row of the grid is Lewis Hamilton. A slipstream effect might be his only chance of winning today. Max Verstappen, the leader of the championship, starts in third on the second row. Alongside him is Pierre Gasly. Row 3 sees Carlos Sainz alongside Sergio Perez. Perez looking for a great result here. He's the only double podium sitter in Formula 1 at this track. Third, the fourth row, Yuki Tsunoda and Fernando Alonso. Row 5. Lando Norris with a 3-place grid penalty for a red flag infringement. He's alongside Valtteri Bottas. The 6th row, Sebastian Vettel is alongside Esteban Ocon. Row 7 of the grid sees Danny Ricciardo alongside Kimi Raikkonen. The 8th row in 15th and 16th, George Russell, his highest of the year so far, alongside Nicholas Latifi. Great job for Williams. And row 8 sees the 2 Haas cars, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. The 10th row, Lance Stroll, who crashed in qualifying, finishes ahead of Antonio Giovinazzi because he was able to get sector times. Neither of them were. You may notice, not in the commentary box at this current moment is Ian Birch. He sat back at race control. He is not feeling all that well. A light dizzy spell has come over him before he came to the commentary box. So for at least the first couple of moments of this Grand Prix, alongside me as sole commentator is Megan Birch, who as you can see is busy working away at the moment on her pit stop analysis. Megan, go on.
think I heard Dad.
Oh, well, let's see if he does actually turn up into the commentary box then at the moment. But at the moment, I'm your commentator, Joshua Birch. Alongside me is Megan Birch to take you through the first action. Unless Dad does come into the back of the commentary box at a moment that would create utter chaos at that moment. But we'll see if it happens or not. Megan, it's an interesting racetrack, this one. It's an anti-clockwise track, as I said. Who do you think is going to take victory today?
I'm hoping for Leclerc.
Now, everyone's got at least 2 sets or 1 set of new hard tyres, the mediums. Hamilton and Bottas have no new mediums. Everybody else at least has 1. The soft tyres, though, as you pointed out, Megan, going to be the interesting factor as to who exactly is going to control more. Would you like to talk us through the starting grid tyres? The one this timing wanted to hear.
Right, so Leclerc starts... Well, everyone from Leclerc down to Ricciardo are starting on softs. Then we have Raikkonen, Russell and Latifi starting on mediums. And then we also have Schumacher and Mazepin also starting on softs. And then we have Lance Stroll starting on hards. And then finally Giovinazzi on softs.
Yeah, as the formation lap begins here, the green lights are on. The formation lap begins here around this 6-kilometre track, second longest on the year, alongside Spa-Francorchamps. A little bit of trouble there for Fernando Alonso, not getting away well. And the 2 Haas cars further at the back. We've got a staller on the grid. And Mick Schumacher finally does get going. And a few of them there, Megan, slow to get away on the parade lap.
But it's better to be slow at the start rather than at the end, to be honest.
Yep, Ian Birch not with us at the moment in the commentary. He might join us throughout the race. We have his headset all ready for him. I know he's watching back there. Your headset's all here. Come in when you're ready. Me and Megan can take the coverage so far as well. Talk us through the pit stop, Megans.
Right, so one stop for the hards is when you're starting on softs, lap 11 to 15, and one stop for if you're starting on mediums for hards is lap 16 to 23.
Expect them as also to see numerous safety cars in this race, numerous maybe even red flag situations. It is a track that does tend to have a safety car.
In qualifying alone yesterday, there was 4, 1 in each session and 2 in the first.
Yeah, and that delayed, Q1 was 40 minutes long in total as well. It took a long time.
The only reason why there wasn't as many safety cars as there were in Q1 was due to the fact that there weren't as many drivers on the grid.
Good point. Good morning to Gwenwyn, as it is back in Australia. Good day. Let's go. All ready to go. We're ready to go. And he says, quick one, who's your tip for who will drop off the top 10s and who will move up from the outside? 5 drivers, if you can name less. 3. Who do you think the 5 drivers are really going to move around in today's field?
I think that Tsunoda will be moving around a lot, though not to the top.
Yeah.
I think that there'll be quite a battle between Alonso and Vettel for something. I'm guessing Russell also.
Russell could,
definitely Giovinazzi.
We've got a yellow flag on.
Is that 4?
Yeah, we've got a brief yellow, but it's just gone in as well. The parade lap's starting to finish. Looking good so far. So, are you ready for a blast around a city that combines 18th century with 21st century technology?
I want to visit the city.
Yeah, Baku is about to be balmy as well, and I cannot wait to get going. Formation up almost completed, so let's bring up the lap counter for you on the screen. It's not 78 laps ahead of us. It's 51 laps. So while I fixed that as well, Megan.
I tell you what, I'm wondering how people who normally just drive on this circuit, how they don't crash. And is there like massive crashes or something?
I would assume there would be, yeah. Personally, as they come up lining up on the grid then. Right, there we go. I fixed the timing graphic for you. Apologies, that was a little bit of an error. We are still coming up. The formation lap still circulating. That can now go away. There's the new lap counter. Charles Leclerc on pole position. He's alongside on the left-hand side of the grid. On the right-hand side of the grid will be Lewis Hamilton. Megan, prediction down to turn 1. Who's going to have the advantage? Go on, make a prediction. Who's gonna lead into turn 1, Leclerc or Hamilton?
I'm hoping Leclerc, though. Like, a tiny bit of me says, I think it might be Hamilton.
Well, we are about set then here. The race here has been won from pole position twice. In 2016 and 2019, he's been won from the front row 3 times. The only driver who has won this race, not on the front row, was Danny Ricciardo. The lights are coming on. We have 3, 4, 5 red lights in Baku. Action in Azerbaijan. Good start from Hamilton. Good start from Leclerc down towards turn 1. Verstappen sort of in no man's land. Are they all going to get through? Clearly 4 abreast in the back. Stroll, Giovinazzi, Schumacher and Mazepin all there in the Haas cars. They all get through safely. Big locker from Carlos Sainz down to turn 4. Keeps it out for the barrier. This is the crunch point in turn 2. We've been seeing in the junior series a lot of contact there. They've all got through cleanly. Mazepin's dropped right to the back. Leclerc leads as Sergio Perez tries to go right round the outside of Pierre Gasly with an absolutely beautiful move into turn 4.
Right, this is dramatic. I swear someone nearly made contact at the back. And it's right now I'm looking at the back and
side
it's
by side,
quite tight.
Schumacher,
especially between Schumacher and Mazepin.
Yep, right on there. Schumacher and Mazepin going side by side. The McLaren there, Lando Norris with Esteban Ocon. They're all still side by side as the track drops from 16 metres to 8 metres. You can't go side by side through the castle section. Giovinazzi, look at the inside. Russell having to get out of it as they all tail up. How are we going to have a pile up at the castle section if these lot aren't careful? Schumacher and Mazepin, they're all safely through the castle.
We can also see the McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo, former race winner of this track, trying his best to find a way to actually get past his teammate of Lando Norris, which I find quite hilarious since he keeps trying to go to either side, though he just can't get through since he keeps making those moves round tight corners.
Not working out exactly how they expected it, so the top 3, status quo. Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen leading the way. Perez up 2 places. The biggest loser at the start was actually Lando Norris, dropping 3 places. Biggest improver, Antonio Giovinazzi up 5 from where he started. Russell's dropped down the order. No DRS, remember, until lap 3 as we start the second lap. Look at the Ferrari. So slow when it's leading this race because they've got the gigantic toe down towards turn 1, and that's what's really holding it back as we see Lando Norris trying to pull to the outside of Esteban Ocon, not paying off into turn 1.
And Russell is in the pit lane for something unknown.
Must be damage as Ricciardo dives up the inside. This time Lando Norris getting the move stick. Russell pits and he's put on a tyre car. He's put on the mediums, I think. Well, he started on the mediums. I don't know why he's changing. And this is it now. Hard tyres going on. I think that's just a tyre change. There was no wing damage or anything. So
I think he didn't feel comfortable with the tyres.
Talk us through the start, Megs.
Right, we can see Leclerc get an excellent start. Though all the top 3 had an amazing start, though Hamilton just went a bit too wide on his
launch into turn 1, yeah. Now look further back as well. George Russell, he's just back in the Williams 63. Doesn't look like he had any damage though. Sainz nearly went to the wall at turn 3, as did several other drivers.
Almost a repeat of yesterday.
And here's Lance Stroll. This was the 4 abreast manoeuvre. He got pinched by Mick Schumacher, who got pinched by Mazepin, and there was contact there. Front suspension, the left-hand side, front wheel to rear wheel, and it was actually Giovinazzi who sort of blocked Mazepin and Schumacher. It was just 4 into 1 doesn't go.
Yeah, it never does on a tight circuit. Though I can also say that I feel like Mazepin and Schumacher always had each other's throats during a race.
Yeah, Monaco was the same situation, wasn't it?
Not the best for teammates.
Yeah, side by side and then still making contact into turn 1. Didn't really work out. Look at this, Leclerc having to defend. Hamilton's in the slipstream so much now, even without the DRS. The slipstream effect here is massive. Hamilton pulls to the outside and breezes past Leclerc. Leclerc immediately cuts back, trying to get the slipstream. They're side by side. Hamilton leads down to turn 1. Leclerc backs out of it. Hamilton leads.
Do you know who I think would make good teammates?
Who?
Gasly and Schumacher.
Yeah, they would actually. What do you make of that move then? Was Hamilton a bit aggressive or did he give enough room?
I think it was slightly aggressive, though still good. And Giovinazzi is making a pit stop. Could it be to do with that incident with the 4 abreast?
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of damage as well, so he must have damage and must be pitting for that one. Let's take another look at it. This is down at turn 15. Is this on the warm-up lap? When was this?
Max Verstappen is
cutting turn 15. Oh, and the Red Bull.
Both Red Bulls are cutting corners here.
Oh, that's why. There's some leaf damage on the track. I don't know if this is actually during the Grand Prix or not, but Verstappen cutting the inside at turn 15, and Sergio Perez's teammate did exactly the same thing. as Gio back into the pit lane as well. Hamilton, another replay with him and Leclerc. So that might be a penalty for Verstappen and Perez for cutting the corners, unless they were claiming that they were avoiding the tree branch that dropped on the circuit.
Still, there is enough room on the track to avoid that tree branch.
Yeah, I'm not really sure they'll believe that one.
And it seemed kind of like a strategy almost, that it's like follow the leader in that corner.
Maybe it was on lap 1, just so you don't cause any drama or anything, because look, he's just taken it now and didn't hit it. So both Red Bulls deciding to take a little unorthodox trip across the track. There's Hamilton leads from Leclerc on the third lap.
It seems like it's all right with the stewards, though.
Yeah, nothing at the moment coming through, as we see at the moment. Lucky they just kissed, says Gwenwyn as well. Hamilton and Leclerc down towards turn 1, and now we've got the DRS enabled, so watch Verstappen in that tow. He's going to have the DRS now. Pulls open. Ocon's dropped behind Norris and Ricciardo on the monitor. Is Verstappen anywhere near making a move on Leclerc? He thinks about it into turn 1. He very much lets Leclerc know where he is, doesn't he?
What's going on with Ocon?
He's dropped right behind Raikkonen now as well, and Stroll.
So that's 30 seconds he's got
so Ocon, has he got a puncture?
And yet again, he is going down the pit lane. He's in the pits lane now.
And Raikkonen's lost out to Stroll as well, so Ocon deciding to come into the pit lane on the 4th lap here. We've seen Russell and Giovinazzi do that, maybe just to get out of the tow and destroying the tyres as well, but slipstream battle doesn't seem to be working out that well.
Impressive, though. I'm impressed with Nicholas Latifi, who is up in 15th place.
And this is now Ocon. They don't look to be making tyres. I think this is an early retirement. It is. Esteban Ocon is out of the race. We saw him have a poor start on the formation lap. He almost didn't get going. And now, on the 4th lap, it is now out of the race goes Esteban Ocon.
What is wrong with Ocon?
It must be engine. He failed to get away on the parade lap, do you remember? Are we going to see a replay of this now? Coming into turn 16. We've got audio. Lost power.
Yeah.
Oh, and a puff of blue smoke as well. So that's gearbox.
Engine.
Yeah, engine and gearbox. Probably both of them as well. Lost power. No, you're right, engine. I correct myself there. Blue smoke made me think gearbox, but yeah, it's engine that's gone there as well. So that's even
Yellow
worse.
flag is out on the track. And
Where? It's gone in.
It's gone in now. So what has happened?
Off
Who
the track.
cut the corner?
Gasly was off the track there as well.
What
Yellow
happened?
sector 3. That's turn 15.
Yeah. Oh, someone must have gone down the escape road.
Yeah, we've gone green again though, so no need for a safety car, which is great news.
Who was it though?
It was down at sector 17. So that's someone just going off the track at the 16th corner. So someone's locked up.
It looks like it might have been Russell.
Yeah, not really there as well.
Russell or Giovinazzi.
So, still holding it through. Oh, yeah, we have got our driver tracker, but very limited at the moment. Yeah, I think it was Russell because he's dropped right back. Ocon's still in the pit lane out of the race then at the moment as well. So, Ocon leading at the moment. Ocon out of the race at the moment, but Hamilton leads.
That's impressive.
Hamilton leads, and amazing me as well, Leclerc is actually trying to hold up with Verstappen an awful lot more. So, Leclerc not just falling back down the order. So, to answer Gwenwyn's point there as well, I don't think Leclerc's going to be one who's dropping back. I think he's going to be a contender for this race. As Beth saying, good commentary at the moment. Thank you very much as well. Ian Burge not with us at the moment, not well. Hopefully he'll join us at some point throughout the race. But I know Beth will appreciate that comment as well from the previous sessions. As Tsunoda and Vettel, the battle for 8th and 9th at the current moment. They're still trying to
Tsunoda will lose it.
Tsunoda, where? Oh, he's just looking at the sector time, yeah. Into the castle section we go for the 5th time. DRS isn't... Now, the whole field separated by 40 seconds at the moment.
About 4 laps time, he'll lose it.
The top 9 separated by 9 seconds to the leader at the moment, but 40 seconds do separate 1 to 19 at the moment with Esteban Ocon out of this race early on. So we've got Giovinazzi went on to hard tyres, as did Russell. So they're going to be improving at the moment. Lando. And Lando... So Lando being asked over the radio, what is your analysis of overtaking Bottas? And he said, not very easy. It's just giving me a few laps to try and get past. But meantime, DRS open again for Verstappen. Leclerc's got DRS too. Verstappen looks again to the inside, not going to work out. But Verstappen in this top 3 battle with the fastest lap of 1:47.107.
So Bottas is making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, that's something we heard from us as well. So Bottas is making a mistake out there. And where is Bottas? Down in 10th place at the moment. So
Hold on, I'm looking at his timing.
Without a tow, this mistake Mercedes is not the greatest of cars. That's why we're not seeing Lewis pounce away into the distance. That's why Ferrari and Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen are keeping up with him. Lewis hasn't got the car and certainly hasn't got the pace to eke away to the distance. So this is going to be a very close fought race as well. You're still looking at the battles, aren't you, with the sector times for Bottas?
Yeah.
So you do that. Let us know when you find something on the bank of computers.
Fast, unlike Vettel, who's going 187
miles an hour.
So he's still managing to keep up with Tsunoda. So something tells me something's wrong with Tsunoda's car for him to be going that fast and getting caught.
So there's something still going on there as well. Lando released a fun video after qualifying yesterday. It says Gwen Win. I never saw that video. I saw some bits on TikTok that he did. I never saw another video. I was busy with the MotoGP. So enlighten us, please do, Gwen Win as well. Let us know all our viewers watching at the moment. Get in touch. Who's your favourite driver? Who are you rooting for out there today? And who do you think is going to win this race? Get your comments in throughout this broadcast as well. And we'll keep up as much as possible. We're talking about the race at the moment. So Perez now, Megan, has joined this little battle at the moment at the front. He's closed up on his teammate Verstappen. He's still about a second back, but it's going to be Hamilton is going to struggle, I think, to pull away into the distance.
Have you noticed who the top six have always been recently?
What? We've got Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, Gasly, Sainz, as well as now Leclerc's coming under pressure, and Verstappen goes right round the outside and takes second place round the outside into turn one. Verstappen was so much faster down that straightaway. Leclerc actually didn't have DRS. He was outside a second to Hamilton. So Hamilton playing a bit of mind game there, just switching up his fuel mixtures a little bit and getting further away.
Perez is going faster than both of them.
Yeah, Perez in that first sector, 38.2. Verstappen and Leclerc, 38.5. Now it's actually Leclerc's still a second slower compared to Verstappen. Leclerc's sector there, 39.0. Verstappen was 38.2.
Oh, speaking of...
That's an overtake. That's a replay.
I know, but still, speaking of...
Very close, wasn't it, to being
Red Bull.
Red Bull quick in that straight line with
Red
that
Bull
DRS.
Red Bull have taken over a massive change since last year.
Is it got something to do with the flexi wings?
I don't think it has.
No, I don't either. There's something changed on that Red Bull.
I think it's also to do with Mercedes' loss of power.
Yeah.
Because there's a saying...
Oh, someone touched the wall.
Power is fleeting.
Sorry to cut across. I think Verstappen just brushed the wall at the castle section. He kicked up some dust. Lucky not to break the suspension, but certainly kicking up some dust at the castle section.
There's a saying, power is fleeting. And I think that's what Mercedes is learning.
7 years too late fleeting, unfortunately. I find after that one as well at the moment. It's just taking a bit too long. Hamilton radio. It's on the nose. What's that? Did I hear on the nose? Yeah. Verstappen? Yeah, Hamilton is struggling. Verstappen being told Hamilton is struggling as well. I think Leclerc has actually started to drop back those tyres.
Is he?
Well, look, I think so. What was it? First sector purple, second sector purple. Right now, at the moment as well, we've got Sergio Perez blasting through on Charles Leclerc to take third. So Ferrari again. After I said I don't think they're going to lose pace, they've lost pace there with Leclerc dropping back. Yeah, to Red Bull. So Red Bull 2-3 at the moment as Hamilton leads. And Alonso and Norris have dropped down the order.
They're in the pit.
That's why. Thank you, Megan. So Alonso and Norris pits then for their first stop of the afternoon earlier than expected. They're putting on the hard tyres. Now, they're expecting to go to the end of the race on these tyres, but don't believe it because one safety car, they'll all change over to mediums or softs.
One single little crash is all it takes for them to need a two-stop.
Yeah, and now let's go back to the chat here at the moment. Gwen Wynn saying, very good for Lewis and Mercedes, but also bad for Mercedes and Bottas, barely making grounds. Long race still. Yep, absolutely right as well. Bottas stuck in 9th place. Moving on, we said Beth's comment as well. Gwen Wynn saying, Lando released a fun video. Oh, saw that one. Beth then saying, is Tsunoda causing a traffic jam? Tsunoda is causing a traffic jam. He's been dropped by Sainz, and he's holding up Vettel, Bottas, Ricciardo as well. You can see it on our monitor.
Tsunoda, you're not the star of the show.
Look, he's dropped off.
Get it moving.
He's dropped off from Sainz, and now he's holding up Vettel, Bottas,
How fast
Ricciardo.
is he going?
Yeah, not that quick. Gwen Wynn saying as well, no, he got past Alonso. Yeah, both in the pit lane as well. As Bottas up to 9th, Ricciardo to 10th as well.
There has to be something wrong with his engines.
What, Tsunoda? Well,
He's going fast and yet he's slower.
He did have that crash in qualifying 3 yesterday. Let's have a look at the monitor.
He's going faster than both of his counterparts. He should be slower. And yet Vettel is catching him when he's 10
kilometres off. Yeah, so there's something off there as well. On the timing graphics, but our monitor seems to have stabilised. Hamilton leads on lap 9 of 51 to Verstappen. He's got a 1.3 sector. So, yes, Tsunoda is becoming a traffic jam problem out there. Maybe there is something wrong with him. Look, there it is, actually. Live pictures for you.
There is something wrong with that car.
Gasly is being held up as well out there. So that's not great news. He's with in the battle as well.
That was very close, Tsunoda. You came this close to the wall.
Yeah, brushing it a bit too much in towards turn number 1 at the moment. Leclerc radio.
Schumacher and pit.
What are we doing? And plan A. So they want to clear Kimi. And Kimi Räikkönen is down in 12th place at the moment. So Leclerc wants to be safe to 12th for a pit stop. So his tyres are gone. And they want to get out round about where Räikkönen is in P12. So that's why. So that's the problem at the moment. As there's Yuki Tsunoda sort of sandwiched between the two Ferraris, I want to say. Is that Gasly? No, it's Gasly sandwiched between the two Ferraris there. Tsunoda's stuck between Sainz and Vettel at the moment. But as you said, you can see on the timing monitor, Tsunoda holding up Vettel, Bottas, Ricciardo as well in that little trio.
He's holding up the entire field.
Schumacher has just pitted as well, so Mick is down now. He's on the hard tyres, goes right to the back of proceedings. At the moment as well, 54 seconds behind the leader. Russell up there too is Giovinazzi. It's the 9th lap of 51 here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku. Hamilton leads from Verstappen and Perez as we hear from Tsunoda. Yuki, we need to push hard on our tyres. We need to open the gap to Vettel. Push hard. You can push hard and push flat out. And Tsunoda replying, yes, shut up. So the anger of Tsunoda there is, who's that diving to the pit lane? It's Charles Leclerc. Ferrari pit then with Charles Leclerc coming in.
Yuki, you need to calm down. He's just trying to help you.
More cars coming down pit road as well. Yuki Tsunoda has now pitted after abusing his team on the radio once again this season. And softs go off. Oh, slow stop there. Front left gun was not on correctly for Leclerc. It took an extra second to get him in, but he has done so. So hard tyres going on for everybody. 2.3 seconds still, though. Quick stop for Ferrari. Tsunoda 2.7.
I must say, I won't be surprised if Tsunoda's team decide to play a prank on him at the end of the year. I would.
Tar and feather him and deliver him to Red Bull or something. Yeah. Yeah, your problem now.
Deliver him to Haas.
Yeah, Haas, yeah, your problem now.
It's like, take him. We want Michael Schumacher Jr.
Yeah, Latifi in 17th is in the pit lane, the same as Nikita Mazepin out there. So where did Leclerc come out? Leclerc came out 10th, 1 position ahead of Raikkonen. But what's this? Oh, oversteer at the exit of the pit lane as well.
I can't do him for that. No, he didn't go past the second line.
Didn't cross the second line. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Megan. He'll be absolutely fine with that one. The pit window now is open. And look at this. Verstappen versus Hamilton. The Battle of Baku is on between the two championship rivals. Hamilton leading this race by exactly a second to Verstappen. But Hamilton has got the pace in the corners. Down the straight, Verstappen has the pace and also has the toe and the DRS if he can get within a second. So Hamilton will become a sitting duck.
Okay, I know this might cause a commentator's curse, so I'm going to touch wood after it. I'm surprised there hasn't been a yellow flag yet, touch wood.
Yeah, surprised. We had a couple on the formation lap for marshals crossing the track, getting out of the way. But no red flags, no safety cars, no virtual safety cars either. So Hamilton's team... So he struck... Hamilton struck... I thought someone was in the wall there, didn't you, with that camera angle? His sides coming into the pit lane. Hamilton reporting that he's struggling with the rear tyres as well. He'll have to come in. Yeah, he's going to have to come in the next couple of laps or so. Has to. Otherwise, he'll lose the advantage to Verstappen. Verstappen can go longer, of course, in this stint as well. He's on 11-lap-old tyres. Hamilton on 14-lap-old soft tyres as well. So the battle is still going to rage on. And, of course, that could give the lead back to Perez. Replay of Alonso going defensive. Lando's going around the outside to turn 1 and gets him. That was a good move from Lando, but conflicting movements there on you, Megan, with Alonso. How did you view that one?
I think Alonso was thinking about trying to do something.
The cutback.
Yeah. Though I think he decided, you know what, it's not worth it yet.
Gwenwyn saying, I think that's second fastest lap for Sergio Perez. You are right, a 1:46.861. And you wanted it, Megan. You've got it. Yellow flag on the track somewhere.
What?
Not sure where it is at the moment.
So touching wood doesn't work?
No, we have got a yellow flag on the track. It's somewhere.
Who stopped?
Sector 2. And it's Carlos Sainz at the castle section. This will be a red. If he stopped at the castle, and he's gone, yeah, it is at the castle section. He's reversing onto the track. So Carlos Sainz has gone straight on at the castle.
It's off.
Whoa! Nearly takes off Antonio Giovinazzi as well at the castle section. So he's not in the wall. If he was in the wall, that would trigger a red flag as Hamilton's pitting.
Green.
Hamilton pits. Green flag out now. So no safety car, but Hamilton boxes, gets off those 14 laps off tyres. There's a problem! Oh! For just a split second. I know, Megan, go.
Vettel's in third.
Vettel third, yeah. Hamilton, Gasly, Bottas, Ricciardo all in the pit lane. Mercedes double stacking. But I thought for a second there was a problem. Hamilton on 4.6 second stop. What was Bottas's stop there? 2.7. So they are slightly slower than expected. They didn't want another issue of what happened in Monaco with the wheel not getting just sheared. So that is now Hamilton down to 4th. Bottas at least down into 11th place. Although he's racing Norris out the pit lane. Bottas to 11th. But they've all got on their tyres. But 4.6 seconds, a terrible stop for Lewis Hamilton. He had to wait for Gasly to go past him. And that is why I thought for just a second there was another problem.
Also, the fact that I quickly tapped you.
Yeah, like there was a problem. Like you spotted something as well, yeah.
No, I was just in shock because Vettel is in third.
Vettel third at the moment. Red Bull 1-2. Perez is in second.
I'm just so proud of him.
And this is Carlos Sainz at the castle section. Then he must have just locked up and bailed out of the corner. Locks up, double lock up, and had no chance. And he's just changed tyres, hasn't he, Megan, onto the hard tyres. He says, sorry, guys, over the radio. Finds the first gear. But if he'd got in there and crashed into the wall, that would have been a red flag.
I think he was about to go in, though he saw he was locking up, so he's just like, no, pull the other way, pull it the other way.
Slightly disappointed he didn't. And box, Verstappen in. Verstappen pits then from the lead of the race. Is Perez going to come in? No. Perez goes through, takes the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix and takes the fastest lap at 1:46.8. So now the battle is on. It's going to be a super smooth stop from Red Bull, and it is. Now, what was it? 2.7? I think 2.6 at least over the board. It's not telling us. It's Hamilton. 1.9! Amazing pit stop there. Another record for Red Bull. A sub 2 second pit stop. And they are well clear of Hamilton now. So that was about, half the time, even more, quicker than Hamilton's pit stop?
When was the last time we have a 1.9?
I think it was last year in Portugal when Red Bull did a 1.87.
Yeah, again, Red Bull. Red Bull, your mechanics are ace.
That is amazing. 1.9 second stop. That could be a pit stop defining moment in the championship as well. Let's take another look at it. So this is Hamilton coming in. Was there a problem on the front right? No, he did have to wait for Gasly going through. Yeah. So he did have to wait for Pierre going through. And that is Max Verstappen over the line. And Hamilton saying, how is he so far ahead of me? 4.6 second stop, Lewis, compared to a 1.9. You do the math. Oh, I tell you what, this championship, Mercedes slipping up and not getting things right. Wow. And let's go then to the chat. Gwenwyn saying Stroll like 15 places gain. He'll have to pit soon. Yeah, Stroll started to 19th, is in 5th place. As Beth saying, Max smashing the quick laps. Gwenwyn saying, need to check those tyres again. I'm waiting for a loose tyre for Max's car soon. I know, 1.9 seconds. We're about to see another one as Sergio Perez comes into the pit lane. And one of the F1 TV directors running across the track there, the cameraman. And now, 1.9. Oh, it stopped! No! The jack never released on Sergio Perez. It's a 4.3 second stop. And that is again from highs to lows for Red Bull.
But this is good because he'll be able to cover Verstappen from Hamilton.
Good point. He's going to come out right in between these two. Verstappen takes second and Perez comes out ahead of Hamilton and blocks him. So now Perez still on the podium. But Sebastian Vettel, leads a Grand Prix for the first time since 2019. But Perez is on fresher tyres. Hamilton's are more warmed up. And he's got the DRS to turn 4. Can't get through. Backs out of it. Wow. So the jack failed. It never released. And I think there was a problem. I want to see that.
They still came out ahead of Hamilton.
I was stunned silence. I was like, what's going on? I was expecting it to release and it just didn't go.
It would have been a similar stop to Verstappen if that hadn't happened.
It was that would have been. And Perez nearly whacked the wall at the exit of turn 6 as well.
It just shows that Red Bull are on it today.
Gwenwyn says, not so fast. And Gwenwyn says, Red Bull did a Bottas to Perez. Yeah, second driver. Anybody?
Difference is, Red Bull actually appreciate Perez enough to actually say, okay, if Verstappen can't win this race, you can. Go, quick.
Yeah, whereas Mercedes party, look at this. Aston Martin lead a Grand Prix. It's not going to be for long, but Sebastian Vettel has officially led a lap of this Grand Prix, and Vettel leads again in Azerbaijan. Hasn't done that since 2017 at this track. Hasn't led a race in Singapore 2019.
Do you know, I honestly think that Red Bull might be my favourite team.
And Vettel boxes. I think he is anyway. Is he? No. Vettel wants to lead a lap. And he's done it.
He can.
Vettel leads onto lap 15 as now Hamilton with the DRS tow again to Sergio Perez down towards turn 1.
Let him enjoy it.
And look, Perez looked in the rearview mirror, didn't he? To look where Hamilton was. He was, where are you? I'm going to go for a position where you're not. What a dramatic little battle we've got brewing here.
I can just hear Red Bull now. Okay, so we need to get our lot up into first and second and let Vettel deal with Hamilton because we know those two are good friends, yet when it comes to racing, they're at each other's throats.
And let's hear from Hamilton. Hamilton saying he's so much faster already. And do what you can is what Bono's telling Lewis. This is what we saw.
This is about Perez as well.
This is what we saw. Mercedes are generally so far off the pace. The only reason Hamilton was third in practice 3 and second in qualifying was because he got a tow off the AlphaTauris. And that is honestly the only reason Hamilton's up there. The pace has been shocking this weekend. Look at Bottas, he's down in 10th. Hamilton's fighting that car up there, but he's not got the long race pace at all.
It's the most unusual thing. Lewis Hamilton to be struggling to get past Sergio Perez.
And Gwenwyn's saying as well, now please no crashes. Everyone's on hard tyres.
Yeah,
but I will tell you as well, if the safety car comes out, these hard tyres will be gone quicker than Christmas. Bang on will be a set of softs or mediums to be quicker. And as well, Gwenwyn saying, first leading lap from Aston Martin in Baku? Yes, first ever lap led for the new Aston Martin team in Formula 1. First time they've led a lap since 1951. Yeah, there's on my little stat sheet there. First victory for Aston Martin in Formula 1 came at the Netherlands Grand Prix. Oh, sorry, that's not my results there. Sorry about that. I don't think that's my right notes for Azerbaijan for Aston Martin there because I swear they got more. Hamilton saying he's got so much rear end grip over the radio as well on the text chat there.
That's what happens when you have a good car.
He's got a lot of pace as well. If I was still a black, I'd be saying he's got a lot of pace.
Speaking of pace, Sergio Perez has just made a 1.45.868.
Yeah.
Which, compared to Hamilton, is very good.
Verstappen being told the gap is 3 seconds to Perez and bringing these tyres in slowly and keep the pace. It's a long stint Red Bull are planning. We just heard those over our headsets from the pit lane channel. You can hear that too if you have the F1 app downloaded in the live timing. You get radio commentary as well as the data channel, which you can hear all team radio. And that's what we hear up in the comms box. Megan.
So far, the only one on soft tyres is our race leader of Sebastian Vettel.
That's surprising me as well, as Ricciardo goes through for 11th place. And is it Get It Girl into turn 1? No Get It Girl. I thought that's what Ricciardo usually does over the radio, doesn't he? But no, he got ahead down there and passing Stroll. Was it Stroll? He was Alonso. Megan's not happy now that he's passed Alonso, I can tell.
It's difficult when your 3 favourite drivers pass each other.
Nicely done, Daniel. We're being heard over the radio. Sorry, Megan.
You don't know who to root for.
Well, at the moment, it's lap 16 and 51. So far, no safety cars. And so much for the Battle of Baku. We've only had one yellow, and that was Carlos Sainz locking up on the track.
Can there be a yellow?
Yeah, come on. We need something to bunch the track back
I'm not
up
going to
together.
touch wood this time. I'm surprised there hasn't been a yellow or red.
Yeah, I must admit I'm surprised. As we've got Hamilton on a 1:45.675, fastest lap of the race so far. So surprising me, actually. But he has got the toe from Perez there, as opposed to getting that fastest lap. Vettel. Yeah, so Vettel being told just keep it up at the moment. Pace not good. Beth saying, I remember the last Aston Martin leading lap was in 1959. Yeah, it says here in Netherlands, 1959. I'm not sure if that's right on that note, but here's Sainz closing up on Giovinazzi over 13th place, a bit too far back there to make him move into turn 1 for my liking.
Where's Sonoda at?
Sonoda and Vettel being told, am I quick? They're saying pace is good, but Verstappen is closing, and the gap now was 3 seconds, now 2.1 over that last lap. A Sainz again closes down Antonio Giovinazzi, still trying to circulate out there down towards turn 4. Don't now make sure for Giovinazzi not to go off on the track there, because you'll put Sainz off and put him down the escape road again, like what happened in qualifying. So yeah, it was 1959 for Aston last leading a lap.
I want someone to crash.
Last time they won a race though was 1951, the Swedish Grand Prix, I want to say.
I want
back in
someone
those
to
days.
crash at Castle.
That'd be a red flag. If someone crashes at Castle, the
know.
track would be blocked and it would be a red flag. And
I know.
yeah, but how would you get the cars back to the pit lane from there? It would be a very long red flag period.
Fine, I want them to crash at turn 15.
Yeah, that'd be a safety car. Yeah, trust me. Well, I'm sure that we're very early into this race. There'll be a long, long way to go yet.
Crash
For more accidents and action in this race.
Not a serious crash, though.
We're in the stage of the
Enough to
race.
stop the race.
We're in the stage of the race, but we've had the pit stop now. Everyone's spread out a little bit more, and we've just got to wait. I mean, the gap between the first and 19th place here is 71 seconds between Vettel and Mazepin out there. But remember, Vettel hasn't stopped yet.
Why is Mazepin on his own?
Yeah, Mazepin's completely on his own. He's just changed over to tyres, actually, I think, Mazepin. So, might explain that.
I feel like he's
7 lap
speeding
odds,
up.
yeah.
He's just happy.
Yeah, Mazepin's actually on his own completely. He's been dropped right to the back.
He must have
had a terrible stop, though, to go right to the back there. Mazepin, not really. He's had some luck here in Baku. I think it's fair to say, if I change to my notes. He was 8th in the feature race in 2019 and retired from the sprint race. So, yeah. This morning's Formula 2 sprint race as well, I was told, full of penalties and more like an e-sport race as well, with penalty being applied and winners changing left and right. So, yeah, nice one there. I love how Daddy's leaving in the commentary box. I'm still stuck in this corner because you're sat there. So I'm still stuck in my little area where I would be standing.
If you want, I can move up.
Nah, it's fine, leave it.
You sure?
Yeah, Vettel leads, lap 18. Long time since I said that. And there he is, actually, watching back. And there's Verstappen closing him in. Verstappen will have him soon. I mean, Vettel's tyres are 17 laps old.
Oh, I'm getting flashbacks.
Started outside the top 10, didn't he, Vettel? I was supposed to have a quiz.
Radio.
Look after the right rear and to keep the heat low in the tyre temperature. So, yeah, so Verstappen's having a lot of issue on the rear right. As Vettel pits, Vettel has committed to the pit lane now and does box from the lead of the race. So the lead changes hands now to Max Verstappen, who has 3.5 seconds to Sergio Perez. Thanks for your company. Bye for now. I think that's basically it. As Hamilton now trying to battle with Sergio Perez as well. This is going to be another Max domination as Leclerc's dropped down to P7. They've got to find something. They need to close up. Hamilton looks like he's got pace, but he's only got pace because he's stuck behind Perez. That's why you're not seeing Hamilton.
Perez, other way. Perez, other way.
Yeah, but this is why you're not seeing Hamilton really going for the manoeuvres. He's comfortable sitting behind Perez so he can tow him up to Verstappen.
But you can see he's getting aggravated. He keeps moving his car up close and then putting it back down.
Vettel and Tsunoda are the battle at the moment, coming out of pit lane. I think Vettel's just got out ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. He has. I don't know why the graphics are showing us that, considering we're watching Hamilton and Perez. So, clearly the race director a little bit rusty after having one race off in Monaco. To which personally I'd rather have FOM directing than Telly Monte Carlo ever again after that horrific accident. Horrific accident of the replay timings.
It was literally the worst thing. It's like, we're just about to see a replay. Oh no, let's switch to something else, like a pit stop. Yeah,
well, look at this. Vettel now, P7 through the castle section. Looking okay so far. He's on hard tyres. He's kept out ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. So Vettel might have late race pace here. Wouldn't it be good to see Vettel get a podium for Aston? He was 5th last time out in Monaco. Let's get him onto the podium this time in Baku. Beth saying Roy Salvador was driving. Yes, he was. I remember reading that. Yes, you were absolutely right there as well. Thank you very much, Beth, for that one. And Gwenwyn says, how long till Lewis overtakes Perez? It could be this lap as well. He's closing down a little bit. No, he's backed off again. Hamilton's comfortable behind there for now, I think. So maybe...
He's being passive-aggressive.
I reckon Lewis will pass him in the next 3 laps. Maybe on the 3rd lap to get through because he needs to catch up to Verstappen now. He cannot let Verstappen get away. Gwenwyn also saying, I was showing before Alonso was out, graphics playing up today. Yeah, Ocon is out of the race, not Alonso. Hopefully... And Tsunoda being... Vettel told... that's an old radio. Tsunoda being told to really attack on Vettel. This timing graphic here on the watch-along commentary, that is correct in the data order. Right now, Hamilton has the fastest lap. That's where you see in the little white box alongside. He has the fastest lap of this race so far. Sainz closing in on Giovinazzi now. Red Bull has told Perez that Hamilton is flying on the straights. He's slow. Hamilton's slow in the corners, but he's great on the straights because he's got the slipstream on to Perez. But Hamilton was good in the corners anyway, so it's a little bit of a confusing one here.
They're lucky...
Yeah.
That this is quite a cornery circuit.
20 is the most on the year, isn't it, at the moment? What was it 20 corners? Now that we've dropped Singapore that had 22 corners, this is the longest corner track on the calendar. Rumour is, though, that Jeddah is going to have about, officially, around about 24 corners.
Oh, there's so many Star Wars references in Formula 1.
2 seconds, Hamilton. It's impossible to keep up in the middle sector, is what Lewis said there. We heard it 3 times over our headphones. So Hamilton struggling again in the middle sector. Can't find a way through once again. So, yeah, Christian Horner looking a bit worried. He's got a Red Bull 1-2 in a race where, in the championship, where it's 3 victories to Hamilton, 2 victories to Verstappen, and so badly they want to make it 3-3 right now in the championship. Seb is pitted also. He's doing some strong sector times at the moment, which is great news to see. Pick up anything?
I'm not sure.
Bottas closing in on Norris. Is that Norris going so slow on the straights? Bottas almost overtaking him in box 2. Yeah, Bottas can't get through on Norris though in the second box on the world feed right now.
Right, so this is very confusing because it's I don't know how to phrase it, though Perez and Hamilton are
Just comfortable, yeah.
It's like the Chuckle Brothers.
To me, to you, to you, to me, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just constantly throwing it back to each other. Hamilton goes for a move, then backs off again. Perez backs off to hold up Hamilton.
It's literally the Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah, and all the time, Verstappen's keeping that gap at 3 seconds, 3.3 now at the moment. So this might... I hope this isn't it, because we came into this race so excited.
I want to see a crash.
Calm down. It's turning into 2019's race when it was very much follow me leader. And let me tell you something as well. That race as well back in 2019, I almost fell asleep. I was commentating in here.
I know something that could work. This race is boring.
At the
moment.
Let's
see what happens now.
Honestly, going so Salvador's teammate was Carroll Shelby. Yeah, of course, Carroll Shelby. The famous Shelby Autosport took part in the Ferrari-Ford battle in the 66. Well, it's actually 64, 65 and 66, wasn't it, until they won. But, of course, Carroll Shelby taking nitroglycerin tablets to keep his heart going. Unbelievable. And they took amphetamines as well to stay up all night to get that car sorted. That was Carroll Shelby
Please
back then.
don't tell me what I'm... Oh, thank goodness, it's not actually Mazepin going backwards on a track.
Well, he's not reversing again, is he? No.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Carroll Shelby, an absolute delight of full man as well out there. Bottas radio. Yeah, Bottas being told, keep attacking and you'll be fighting for P5 at the end of this race. That's where Gasly is, as well as Leclerc and Vettel joining the battle. But
Someone from Tsunoda down, crash, please.
Well, Bottas is stuck behind Lando Norris as well, so that's getting a bit annoying out there. Still circulating. It's like 22 of 51 of this race so far. And once again, still waiting on that gap between Lewis... Verstappen's now leading by 3.6 seconds, so Perez is doing his job. Yeah, Perez doing his job of holding Hamilton up. Hamilton's dropped 1.4 seconds back behind Perez now. So it looks like in Baku, we are in a bit of a slump. It's like half-time. Nothing's happening at the moment, so hold back.
I want to see someone crash.
I'll tell you what, though, on a circuit where we usually see a lot of overtaking, we're not seeing that much. Is it a reflection of the cars?
I don't know, though. I want someone to at least move.
Gotta
no one's
move up,
moving.
yeah.
I don't want this to be how it is the entire rest of the race.
I know, because we've got Hamilton sort of not. Hamilton can't get through. Red Bull have moved to the front. Leclerc's dropped off with a terrible pit stop.
And Hamilton refuses to move from third.
Yeah, he won't go ahead. So I think we're stuck. I think we are honestly stuck at the moment. Yeah.
Gotta wait until someone has a pit.
The thing is, though, we're around about the time now where we usually do see the safety car window starting to open if someone drops it off. But they've all gone onto the hard tyres. I must admit, Pirelli and Formula One sort of mucking up, actually, at the moment. They've brought their softest tyre compounds here, but they've put them on with the hards. So everyone's just sticking the hards on to the end of the race. And
Do you know what I love? The fact that they have more softs than hards.
Yeah, they do. They've got more soft tyres than hard tyres left in this race. Do you know what I would do if I was in charge of Formula One right now? I would remove the hardest tyre compound for the race. You're not allowed to use it. You've got to use the softest. As Giovinazzi defending from Carlos Sainz now to turn 2. Finally some action. It's only for 13th place, but we'll take it. Sainz now down towards, he's got the DRS detection down towards turn 3. Giovinazzi will try and defend the inside line. Sainz sends it round the outside. It's turn 4. That's a little bit dangerous. They're close, but Sainz goes through. Giovinazzi trying to get through, can't. And Norris saying as well that he's got some tyre degradation. Will it clean up? Answer yes. And through goes Sainz as well, Megan.
Did someone listen to my prayers or something?
Happen? So Giovinazzi we're watching a replay. Giovinazzi defends the inside line, round the outside, and Sainz very close into the wall, but gets the move.
It was worth it.
Yes, Graham. Yes, Megan, yellow.
Oh, it's back off again.
Yellow, and it's gone. Briefly as it comes on, it goes. So brief yellow out there as well. Just I was going to read, yellow sector 3 again.
When I asked for a yellow flag, I didn't mean a 30. I didn't mean a 3-second one.
Gwenwyn saying, yes, let there be a crash, make it Bottas. And Gwenwyn says, no, I always use hard tyres when playing F1. Hamilton saying losing ground. He's visibly losing ground on Sergio Perez at the moment.
Are you going downhill?
Yeah, but I'd just like to point out as well to Gwenwyn saying that you always use hard tyres when playing F1. If you move the race, it'd be much more entertaining. It would. And you've got to think of the factor as well. I'm sure Codemasters can keep it in the game. Beth saying, once again, tracks like this create tunnel conditions, and where wind is involved, it makes these cars a handful. You're exactly right. It's become overcast now over Baku, Beth, and unfortunately, it's a follow-me-leader situation. Perez fastest lap, 1:45.616. Verstappen fastest in the first sector, though. And let's hear from on the radio just quickly. Still happy with everything they're saying. And just stay focused. So there's a tailwind down towards turn 4 as well. Verstappen leading this championship now by 14 points, Morgana? 14?
Probably. I feel cheated.
I do. This is a race that should have given us a lot more excitement than it has done.
That and bringing out a yellow flag for no apparent reason.
Yeah, no sign of why we had it. Let's actually find out why the yellow flag was out there. I can look on the race control chat. Bottas was off at turn 16 but continued. And we're seeing it now. Here it is now on the pictures. Bottas locked up and went over the rumble strip at turn 16. Exactly the same.
That isn't worthy of a yellow flag.
Yeah, and BBC we've got another yellow. We've got a yellow flag out on the track. This time it's staying.
This one better be good.
Not sure why at the moment. I'll find out for you. Yellow flag on the track.
And it's gone again.
No, can't see where it is. Double yellow sector 6. So someone's off down at turn 4. It's Mazepin. Mazepin's off at turn 4. He's found reverse gear. Can he get it going? Yes. And Mazepin has gone straight on. And if you are listening to BBC Radio 5 Live, we apologise that their commentary stream has gone down. We're being told a fire alarm has gone off at IMG Studios. and they are no longer commentating on the race. So Jenny Gow and Andrew Benson are now leading the commentary team. Megan.
Do you know what I just noticed?
What?
When Mazepin spun and the yellow flag was out, one of the lights was still flashing green for the track is clear. Literally.
That's usually the right procedure. That is usually, if it's past the danger zone, it should be okay because you can return
It wasn't the danger zone.
Yeah.
It was in the danger zone, though.
And this is what happened to Mazepin. Does he just lock up the inside? Oh, it looks like both tyres. Nearly puts it in the wall, actually. He didn't quite go off as well. And there is one of the fans, numerous, running around the circuit down turn 4. And actually, I know that gentleman in that stadium because he is posting TikToks. And I followed him yesterday. He is posting TikToks of the track being around as well.
That's coincidental.
Yes. So, unfortunate from BBC commentary, says Gwenwyn as well. But that's exciting as well. Yes, that they have had a fire alarm. But it's exciting news as well. Yeah, there is a fire alarm. So, Jenny Gow now taking the lead of the commentary, I think, with Andrew Benson, the only two out there who are commentating from their homes. So I think they should be okay. If not, just tune into us here on the YouTube to watch along. We've got a sync with the lap counter and everything, so you're all good. Stay with us here.
Okay, so I know last yellow flag was better than the one before. Oh, come on, we can do better. Come on.
Watch out. Verstappen did fastest lap, 1:45.415.
Right, so I think Perez is actually doing quite well on keeping Hamilton behind. I mean, Hamilton is losing pace as well, have you noticed?
He said he was losing pace as well over the team radio. It's visible. He's now 2.6 seconds back from Perez. Yeah, nearly 3. And Mazepin's now going to give Bottas a tow around the track. Let's just read Gwenwyn's comments in full because she said, I expect things to go down soon, though. And then she said, now that's exciting. Unfortunate for BBC commentary, but it's exciting news. It is indeed at the moment. So sorry for BBC. And Mazepin being asked, are you okay? And he said, yes, all fine. Very quickly got back out and on he goes again. Found reverse gear. But that just put him even further behind this little train of cars. He's now a lap down anyway. Even Schumacher hasn't been lapped yet. So that tells you something about where we are at the moment. Hamilton again closing down on Perez, but Verstappen leads here in Baku on a 1:45.415.
We're now more than halfway through the race.
And nothing has happened.
Yeah.
I know. If I leave this commentary box after being so excited after one of the best qualifyings I've seen in ages, I will be very disappointed. It wouldn't be well done, Baku. It'll be bad luck, Baku.
Yeah.
Because, you haven't got a great race here.
Anticlimactic.
Gwenwyn saying, I'll say first safety car isn't a crash. It'll be an engine failure or something. Probably unlikely, but I'll say that. Yeah, it could be. First safety car could be for some debris. Yeah.
I'll take that, an engine failure.
Unless it's... Oh, who's this getting angry over the radio? Mazepin...
What a surprise.
Mazepin getting really angry over the radio saying, you're telling me to change the temperatures, you're telling me to hit the brake bars, but I can't do this with cars around me. Welcome to Formula One, Nikita. You'll have cars around you and you will have to do the work. So, yeah, come on, Nikita. Get it. Pull that stick out and get going again. We've got side-by-side action again. Sainz versus Alonso. Sainz back up to P12.
Where is Nikita?
Yeah. Beth saying, are your backdrop flags secure? Don't want a flag alarm going off. Yeah, they're fine. Look, there they are. They're all fine. After a couple of weeks ago when they fell off during a British touring car race, we've drilled them into the ceiling, so they're fine. They will never come down again unless we take them down. Here's another replay at the moment. Look, Sainz just pulling around the outside. Nice little move on Fernando there. Can you hear the drums, Fernando? Out there at the moment. Sainz going through. So, yeah, another fastest second sector of all. But who's saying the fastest first sector out there? I can't see. That sounded like I was going to throw it to Chris Kamara there on Sky News. Sky Sports News.
No one set the fastest first sector.
Fastest second sector there to Verstappen of 42.263. So he's, again, keeping the advantage at the front of the field. So we have to turn off our main monitor again. Really need to get a controller for that. Talk us through the lap, Megs.
Why don't I just bring my controller in here
Don't think it's actually the same one.
No, because we used it before.
Might work. I'm not sure. We'll double check. So, Megan.
Or we can change the settings.
I don't know about you, but I feel like a nap.
I definitely could use a nap since I only got 3 hours sleep.
Yeah, it's not to being a great
Completely
one at the
my
moment.
fault. I stayed up.
Oh, look, the tactics and tyres and Lewis out there as well.
I love how everything, complicated things, then Lewis.
That's Andrew shoveling as well, watching along at the Mercedes desk as well, just trying to get it right. Lewis is dropping off. He's now 2.3 seconds back to Perez. At the moment, Perez 5 seconds off of Verstappen. The gap between Hamilton and Verstappen, 8.454 seconds.
Do you know, at the moment, I'll just take Mazepin spinning as something interesting.
Well, he just had a spin as well. That brought out the yellow.
Yeah,
Still,
it wasn't long enough.
and look at that. Is that Stroll with flat spots on his front right tyre? Look at that.
Please, have a puncture.
Looks very vibration filled there, doesn't it? Look on the left. Look at that. He's flat spot those tyres big time, Stroll.
I don't like the look
He's
of
gonna
that
be
front right.
Yeah, he's going to be having a lot of, and this is how he did it. Look, seeing look at that. That's a lot of graining on the inside front. That looks like he's locked up. It's on the inner tyre as well. He's done 27 laps on those hard tyres. It's not a lockup. That is race pace. He hasn't stopped yet. Stroll has not stopped yet, I don't think.
Why are his team happy about it?
Well, 28. Yeah, I don't think Stroll's. Where is he? Lance Stroll running fourth. Hasn't stopped yet. Yep, you're right. As we start the 29th lap now of 51. Gwenman saying, wasn't there some...
wait,
Bottas. Oh, Mercedes telling Bottas that we're going to finish 10th or 9th, so they can't improve.
The confidence they have.
Yeah, Mercedes really off the pace here. Gwenwyn saying, at the moment, wasn't there some rule years ago that once you're like a lap behind from the top 10 or leader, you need to retire? I think I'm dreaming, though. Yeah.
Can we make that
That's
rule?
not a rule anymore in Formula One. Yeah.
Can we make that rule?
No.
It'll make it a lot more interesting.
No, I don't think that's ever been a rule, I don't think, if you've been lapped by the top 10.
Let's protest and make it.
Because you can be 2 laps down on the next car in front. No, that's not a rule. You will complete this distance. You will complete as many laps as you can before the leader crosses the line to take the checkered flag. After that, you'll finish on that lap. So they won't just keep going circulating.
It would make things more interesting.
Yeah, they will finish on the lap they're on. But yeah, 28 laps now done on those tyres for Stroll as well. And
It's impressive.
And Verstappen saying on the radio, are the tyres going good for now? And the engineer coming back over saying, yep, all good. Just keep it consistent for now.
I tell you what, those hard tyres have really helped him.
Yeah, surprise. Oh, that's Verstappen. Tailwind at turn 4 and turn 16. So maximum concentration in these corners. And that, Megan, turn 15 and 16 is where we saw all the accidents yesterday in Q1.
Yay.
And Beth is saying, I'm calling it Max, Lewis, Checo. Beth, if you're thinking that Lewis can get ahead of Checo, you're braver to predict that than I am at the moment.
Do you know why I also feel cheated by this race? The fact that we do have a retirement, it's just it was made in the pit lane.
Can I say congratulations to Jenny Gow, who, due to that BBC fire alarm, has just taken over lead commentary. She's now returned it to Jack Nichols, but that was Jenny calling some lead commentary. She's a lead commentator on the Extreme E series, but nice for her to get a go in Formula One for a couple of laps. So well done, Jenny. Well done for that one as well. As we come down now, down towards turn 4, a lot of vibration again. Look at that on Max's tyre now. Same as Stroll. A lot of grading on the inside front right. Yeah, front right. No, not right. Yeah, front right. I need a tattoo left and right, like that girl had, to figure out the hands. It's tricky when you're trying an onboard because they fluctuate so much. Because front left would be front right on an offboard angle.
Yeah.
So you've got to,
You have to say, like, oh, it's something on the front. Quick calculation.
Yeah.
Left.
Yeah, it's the left one, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one.
It's like, you've got to imagine yourself in the car.
Precisely, yeah. You've got to imagine, you've got to take yourself out
It's like,
of
where
the
is
pictures,
it?
Yeah. So a lot of vibration then, like on Lance Stroll, on the front right tyre, there's a lot of degradation appearing on these hard tyres, so maybe they will have to stop again. It's lap 30 of 51. So far, is that 22 to go? And no safety car, no virtual, no red. I predicted this morning we could see at least 2 or 3 safety cars and maybe 1 or 2 red flags.
I predicted 3 red flags.
I'm very disappointed. It's Monaco again, and I don't want to put any of our viewers off into not tuning in a couple of weeks' time, but it is the French Grand Prix next, and Paul Ricard, a racetrack that has had the fewest overtakes on the calendar in 2018 and 2019. It wasn't on last year.
But it might be good. You never know.
No, it's going to be terrible. I know it's going to be terrible. Oh no, Gasly's lost power. As we're looking at it now.
Yellow flag.
And oh no, Gasly's got problems. Gasly's got problems.
Something interesting.
But there's another. Oh, big accident. Lance Stroll in the wall. Lance Stroll down the start-finish straight.
A puncture.
Puncture. Rear right to puncture.
You should have pitted.
Safety car, of course, deployed. This might be a red flag. We've got a major damage down the back straightaway.
Oh.
Cars going over 220 miles an hour.
That puncture has completely destroyed the car, and somewhere along the way, the front ring.
Yeah, safety car has now been deployed, so the pit entry has also been closed. The safety car has been deployed. Lance Stroll having a puncture on the fastest part of the track, and that is a big accident. Is Lance okay?
Something interesting.
Is Lance okay?
He is.
That's a big accident down on the start-finish straight then. That was over 220 miles an hour, a battle into the concrete wall, and Lance Stroll at the moment...
I think he just doesn't want to move because his car's around him.
At the moment, Lance Stroll in the car, if he's turned it off, he won't get the notification.
Yeah,
he's okay. That's good news.
I think he just doesn't want to get out when there's speeding cars around him.
I think he's talking as well. This might actually be the red flag. I mean, Gwenwyn's saying as well, I was waiting for it. I was just saying a couple of moments ago, I'm surprised we haven't had anything like that. But we were on about Stroll's tyres and how much he was pushing them. He hadn't stopped yet, of course. He had done maximum duration, and this might...
Wow. His front wing is completely blown apart.
This has been a big puncture, and this might be a red flag.
How many punctures does he have?
I think the rear right let go first, and then he's smashed into the wall down the start-finish straight. Yeah. Now, Lance Stroll that is a great sight to see. He is getting out of the car, and he's seemingly okay. Right, let's take a look at this. Let's ride on board. So he's coming out into turn 20, the little kink before the DRS zone, and the tyre's already gone. Oh, and a massive hit into the wall. 220 miles an hour, rear right delamination. Tried to correct it, just slammed into the wall. And we've got debris all over the track.
Oh, I just realised that could have been so bad.
Look, rear right goes, and it sprays into the wall, and he had no time for deceleration, so his legs would have taken the full brunt of a 200-mile-an-hour hit into the wall. And Stroll saying, whoa, 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 over the wall. And I think we've got the concrete wall damage. We've got debris all over the track. I would not be surprised if this would get the red flag deployed, because that is the fastest part of the... Sorry to crush it, but that is the fastest part of the track. And in front of him was Pierre Gasly. Gasly was in front of him.
Lucky Gasly. He nearly got hit by a piece of debris there. Also, when he was trying to stabilise the thing, who was the car behind him?
Guy behind would have been Leclerc. Sorry for coughing, by the way.
He nearly whacked into him.
Yeah, there's Gasly, look, nearly getting debris. I'm sorry for coughing. I was trying to press the mute button, but it just wasn't sticking down. I would not be surprised, Megan, at all if this wouldn't be a red flag, because it's the fastest segment on the track. There's a lot of carbon fibre now across, and we saw this back in 2017 when a lot of debris on the track. It did cause a lot of punctures, and it caused the race to be stopped.
Didn't I say, though, the first one would be like puncture? Yeah, I also said to Stroll, oh, that'll be a puncture.
Yeah, you did actually. Good call there, Megan. I'll be very surprised. Safety car deployed because of the location of the accident. Pit lane is closed, as well as the medical cars retrieved Lance Stroll from the side of the track as well. So that's why the safety car deployed. Yeah, it's a long enough lap here where they might be able to clear it. But I've also just had a thought. This might be a red flag, but because where the car is on the track, there's no crane. That segment all the way down from turn 16 to turn 1, it's all barriered off. You can't just open it up and put the car in there. It's all one segment. They'll have to bring it back to the pit lane, and that means we've got to have diggers on the track, forklift trucks and everything like that. I'll be very surprised. And then they've got to sweep the track. They can't leave one little bit of carbon fibre down there, because it will be a massive... it'll just be another puncture like Stroll. And his dad, Lawrence Stroll, making sure his boy's okay. He is okay. And then walks back. So Lance Stroll explodes his way out of the race. Let's take another look at it, Megan. Talk us through it.
Right, so he's going fine, and all of a sudden the car just goes out of control, and it just goes. I think it's because he lasted so long on those tyres that it just gave up on him. And a lap before I said those tyres had done him well.
Yeah, Motorsport Broadcasting even saying this could be a red flag. I think everybody seems to be the consensus. This might be a red flag stoppage because of the position of the track.
Everyone going past that sector now, I think.
Yeah, they can't pit either. So now they're going through the day. This is the problem with the pit entry being closed. They are now going through the zone of the accident with loads of carbon fibre spewed all over across the track. Big bits of debris everywhere. You had a bit of wing flying over into the trees. Hopefully everyone's okay the other side. But now they are going through the...
Joshua, look at that.
Yeah, the rear tyre, the floor's broken off as well. So that was a big whack into the wall, yeah. I think the barriers are okay. Yeah, I think they are too, Gwenwyn. But nearly collected Gasly, yeah. Bit stupid from Aston Martin. I agree, he did. Stroll did a total of 29 laps on those hard tyres. Max Verstappen has just done 20 laps on those tyres. I think they're going to pit them. But they're all going to have to pit again anyway because they're now going through the zone of the track with all the carbon fibre and they can't come in the pit lane. So, yeah, this could be...
We'll Norris better get in the pit lane now because he's close.
Yeah, sorry to cut across you there, Megan. Look, they're just standing around the car. They can't do anything.
It looks like someone's taking a big bite out of the car.
Yeah, they can't do anything with the car as well because it's on this long straightaway where there is really no escape roads.
The nose is completely broken.
I think at this moment it would be red flag. We're waiting for confirmation of it. Right now the safety car is leading Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez out there from Lewis Hamilton, going well so far. And I do not know what's going to happen next. Don't feel bad at all. So, looking good so far. So, right now as well, we've got this safety car deployed out now as Meg is just telling me something in my ear as well. And what would you do if you're Michael Masi right now? Would you throw... Oh, look, he's looking.
I would throw out for red flag.
And just to give everyone...
Get everyone to pit because they're all on the same tyres.
And they can't remove the car as well because they'll have to take so much onto the track. Scott Elkin's here, the Formula E race director. Scott Elkin is helping out today. Now, Scott's no illusionist there. This might be a stoppage.
Everyone is in the 20s. Actually, Alonso...
30 laps. Giovinazzi, 30 laps, yeah.
30 laps.
Yeah.
So they need to pit all the drivers.
Change the...
With the red flag. Get all the tyres changed because... If that could happen to Stroll, who was 29 laps, what can happen to everyone else? And
he had some degrading things as well out there, and they're all going through that zone right now with all the debris. Let's hear from Hamilton. Hamilton saying that the rear end grip is not there and it's dangerous to continue. He says tyres are gone and he doesn't think he can overtake them with these tyres. Well, I don't think they'll be able to overtake them anyway.
The only one I'm not completely concerned about is Leclerc because he's on soft.
Stroll has crashed at the one place on the track where it's virtually impossible to get rid of a car.
Yeah.
Is it still there? We haven't seen any of the action, actually. Look, oh, no. Bottas is weaving. Is this Hamilton? Sorry, Hamilton weaving. Look, he's been told, keep left, keep to the outside, do not weave. Yeah, the car's still there, look, isn't it? The car's still there. They've managed to get a digger and are dragging it back towards the pit lane.
They don't need to go.
What I was saying, it's a 6-kilometre lap, so it is long enough to cover this under a safety car. But they've then got to sweep the track and make sure that nobody else has a puncture. And as we've seen in before here, yellows breed yellows. Hamilton's saying, I don't want to lose position, but I can't get ahead of Perez. So, is this going to be a pit stop?
They need to red flag this race. Michael Masi better red flag this race now because... This isn't just for excitement. I think
it's dangerous, yeah.
It's getting dangerous.
They've gone through that zone with carbon fibre.
There's carbon fibre.
No, this is yeah. That's on the other side of the track. That's mainly pollen. But they've gone through. They've gone through Stroll's accident zone. They've probably got some cuts in their tyres.
There are cuts.
And that could lead to a delamination. And the pits are still closed. Remember, so. I think we're going to be in for a very lengthy safety car period. Maybe another 3 laps under the safety car. And then maybe it'll come in. But then the question is, who's going to pin in for tyres when the safety car
Everyone's
comes in?
going to have to pit.
So are we just going to see Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton all diving down pit road like we see in NASCAR?
Wait, Russell's gone 32 laps.
Oof, he's gone the whole distance. Let's hear from Hamilton. Yeah, he pitted lap 2. Hamilton's saying it's going to be totally difficult on these tyres going forward. Yeah, so Hamilton doesn't expect to get up here at the moment in this race. He does not expect to win it at all.
At least the back of Hamilton's mind is thinking, I'm going to have a puncture, aren't I?
Yeah, he like we saw at Silverstone last year.
Difference is he can't go 20 laps with a puncture.
And they're watching on now as well. The safety car is out on lap 34.51. Joshua Birch, myself, commentating alongside me is Megan Birch. Ian Birch not with us for this race either, taking one off after not feeling well just before we started this broadcast. He said he'll come in if he can, but it's unlikely he'll be here for the race. So it's the first one he's actually missed since America 2018.
Yeah,
but he's watching it, so yeah.
Comes first.
Health comes first, yeah. So me and Megan. Megan's doing the double barrel here of taking commentary of both MotoGP and Formula 1. Sorry about that. You weren't expecting that, but yeah.
I had nothing to do today anyway.
Yeah, so glad we caught you. Pit entry is open. They've cleared the car. Fantastic work, yeah.
Everyone better go in now.
I think Vettel's chances, if there's no red flag, I think you're right there. What tyres are he on? Stroll's on softs. Leclerc hasn't pitted yet. Leclerc's on 24 lap old soft tyres according to this graphic. But what's this from race control? Lapped cars may now overtake. That is Nikita Mazepin. The Azerbaijan marshals have done a fantastic job, and they have got Lance Stroll's car out of the way, and they've swept the track, and I think we're good to go. But they've got to be very careful. So surprised that hasn't led to a red flag, and I'm worried about the restart because
I'm a bit disappointed.
Yellows breed yellows at this track as well. And yeah, Gwenwyn saying, get well soon, Ian Birch. Yep, he'll be back with us next time out at the French Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time. Anyway, next weekend, I am live at Snetterton for the British Touring Car Championship races. 3 races next Sunday. Megan will be back here in the commentary box broadcasting, and they're all coming in now. So Alonso pits, Giovinazzi, Russell, Schumacher already pitting. So only 4 in, changing over to brand new tyres. They're all going on to another set of hard tyres. Did they hards left? I think they did, though, didn't they, Megan? You wrote the list out.
Everyone had a hard left.
Everyone who had 2 hard tyres left have gone in. So, yeah, Tsunoda, Gasly, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi all had 2 left. So
Hamilton can even do that.
And that's Mick Schumacher on soft tyres. Mick Schumacher stopped in the pit lane. And safety car's coming in this lap. The Haas mechanics having to push him back. He's in the fast lane. What has happened there? Is it a tyre gun that hasn't worked? The hazard is now cleared. The racing will resume at the end of this lap.
Do you know it's such a trigger for
And I think he stalled it. Has he stalled it? What's going on?
I think.
Oh, the front right was not connected. The front right was not connected with the wheel gun.
He caught that.
So yeah, look at that. Mick stopped actually, and kept going. So yeah, Mazepin is going to be about 40 seconds back. Schumacher gets going. So look at this. They take off the hard tyres. And look at that front left. It was never connected. And he went away. And Mick saw it immediately. And they told him to stop. Yeah, stop the car. Because if he left the pit lane, it would have been a very big accident.
Oh, what's wrong with that tyre?
Yeah, he's run over the debris over the track on the exit there. So the safety car in this lap. We're about to have a restart. So this will restart the race. And if you remember 2017... all hell broke loose after the safety car came in. We're getting ready for the green flag. Also, remember, Max Verstappen's taking the restart. He likes to take them nice and close to the line to restart because there's no overtaking before the safety car line, which is the start-finish line.
Why does it sound like a car alarm is in?
Yeah, that's a safety car. That's the safety car klaxon going off to let them know that it's coming in.
Jeez, that's loud.
Yeah, so no overtaking until the start-finish line. We are coming to the restart here in Baku. Verstappen leads ahead of Perez and Hamilton. The racing can now resume. Hamilton's really lining up. Green flag, we're racing. The race is back underway, but Verstappen is going to lead them to the line. And they're all getting a bit close out there now, all very 2 by 2. Verstappen likes to take them to the line because that's when the overtaking can begin again. It's 2 by 2. He hits the gas at the pit lane line, and we are racing again in Baku. Verstappen leads. Hamilton looks to the outside of Perez. Lock up further back from Gasly. Can he get it stopped in time? Yes. Leclerc goes a bit too deep. Vettel goes through. Vettel now going to swipe through again on Gasly as Hamilton tries to look back. Leclerc locks up big time. Almost crashes into the back of There's Sebastian Vettel. His former teammate doesn't. Leclerc flat spotting those tyres. Down we go again as Vettel moves around Gasly for 4th place. As still Hamilton trying to get through. Vettel can't get through. Locks up. Gasly goes deep. And now Vettel is like a cat with a string trying to get through everywhere and can't. Bottas gets through and Ricciardo as well. Further back up. Alonso making some positions as well. Vettel is a man on a mission to get to the podium.
Right, so Perez has done a good job of defending from Hamilton as he cleverly defended when Hamilton tried to go around the outside. Though close contact between Leclerc and Vettel, since it was literally extremely close to being clipped on the back.
And that would have definitely triggered a red flag as Valtteri Bottas is dropping down the order. He's been passed by Ricciardo, Alonso and Bottas. So something's wrong with Valtteri Bottas there to drop that many positions. I can't see him on the monitor just yet. Vettel now, the only Aston Martin left in this race, is going to go after a podium as well. He needs to get past Pierre Gasly to then catch up after Hamilton. Gasly's holding him up here. Gasly, 24 lap old tyres. Vettel, 17. He's a lot quicker. Unbelievable. Back we go now. Down the long start-finish straight as well. Gwenwyn says, I think they wanted to retire. I don't think, never mind. 16 laps of hell, she says, and Bottas down to 13th. Great spot. Look at the cement dust that they've put down to sweep away. 15 laps to go. Vettel very much in the slipstream and gets up to 4th. Side by side with Gasly. Gasly tries to come back, can't get through. Meantime, further back, I think that's Ricciardo trying to pass Sainz down in towards turn 1. And he didn't. Sainz holds off from Ricciardo. Ricciardo can't come through at the top of the screen. Mazepin's all on his own at the track at the moment, as is actually Mick Schumacher's caught this battle at the back. So Mazepin on the lead lap, but is too far back. Perez in 2nd place, and Verstappen's pulled out 2.5 seconds already to Perez.
He did get an amazing start, to be honest. As soon as he hit that line, he had the advantage. He just sped away. I thought it was quite a good start, to be honest.
Here it is, look, rolling restart. Seems to work out. Vettel was beautiful. He positioned his car right on the curb. Leclerc already was locking up down to turn 1, as was Gasly, and he just slipped through on the inside.
Leclerc's view, and he almost...
My goodness.
It was very, very close.
Double lockup. And they're on hard tyres. And now Leclerc has actually changed to hard tyres now. The graphic has corrected itself. So Leclerc is on hard tyres, but he's just locked up, and he's 27 lap old.
I must say, it is quite close. That would have caused a red flag.
It would have
too much carnage.
The whole track would have been blocked as well. Gasly saying it's not possible as Vettel has got past for 4th place. So now he's after, and this is this Giovinazzi's viewpoint? Yeah, and this is Raikkonen passing Bottas, actually. At the castle section on the restart, Raikkonen sends it up the inside of the tightest corner and makes it. Great move from Kimi Raikkonen. Old dog, new trick.
His kids will be proud.
Yeah, and doubt his kids are going to have a go in for that one. His son won't have a go in for that one. Look at that. Hamilton again now starting to close down, but Vettel's been released as well. Vettel actually is he still in the touch with Gasly? No, Gasly's dropped off the back of him. A lot of manoeuvrements going on further back, isn't there? I can't see many action zones at the moment. Everyone at the moment in my Discord chat, I'm just looking now on the BBE Sports, is saying that they're saying that Vettel is really under charge, and Ali Quay is the boss there, saying race tonight is cancelled if Vettel overtakes Hamilton. So yeah, I think Ali might be having a bit too much champagne if that happens. But as a Ferrari supporter, we'll keep on with that one.
We'll all just have a big party.
Yeah, if Vettel gets on the podium here, I think I'll be the biggest supporter. I already do love Seb, but honestly, to get on the podium in Baku with an Aston Martin would be insane. I'm surprised though, Meg, we haven't had another safety car after the restart. No one's tyres exploded from running over the debris.
Scared.
I'm surprised Gasly never, because he went right through all that debris. Yeah,
it was pretty close. I think we just luckily avoided it, though I can see most people's sector times are completely yellow. So
great shot through the castle section there. I like that one. Through the 18th century castle. Was it 15th century castle? I can't quite remember. I think it was probably about there.
Probably 15.
Yeah, earliest the 16. Better. Yeah. But going through there, Gwenwell says mentor reaching the apprentice. Although Bottas and Raikkonen are that far between. And it's mentor teaching the apprentice there. Yeah, completely agree with you there. Bottas being taught a lesson. It's like Doc Hutchinson and Lightning McQueen. As we come back now down, as this is Hamilton within... Is that... No, actually. That's not Hamilton, is it? Yeah, it is Hamilton.
Yeah.
Closing up. It looked like an Aston Martin for just a split second. I wonder why that is. If they look so similar out there in the front. But yeah, it's Hamilton closing down on Sergio Perez now. The gap between them is 0.7 tenths of a second as they're beginning now to get in. A lot more. Mazepin complete on his own. Verstappen leads. Hamilton, Perez, Vettel, Gasly, top 5 at the moment. And it's not over yet in this race. We're in for a crazy last couple of moments.
Was Hamilton just using DRS?
Yeah, he was down the back straight away. So DRS has now been re-enabled 3 laps into the safety car. So yeah, I think you're right with that one. So we've had boring Baku. Now we've gone for balmy Baku at the moment. But to Verstappen...
There's a leaf on the track.
Yeah, Verstappen wants to be victorious for 2 races in a row, extend his championship lead over Hamilton. Currently it's at 4 points. Verstappen leads 105 to Hamilton's 101. Do the math for today. Verstappen will lead it by about 17 points to Hamilton. Not bad running going into the French Grand Prix, which is really going to be a Mercedes track. But I hope we get a battle in France. I really do, because otherwise it's going to be another boring one. And I really don't want a boring race in France again.
No one wants a boring race in France.
It's our lowest viewers of the year, as this is side by side now further. Is that Bottas again? Bottas has been passed by Giovinazzi. The Ferrari-engined Alfa Romeo passes the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas. Meantime, Russell has passed Latifi for 15th and 16th places.
Bottas really is making mistakes.
Yeah, he's dropped down to 14th now, hasn't he, overall?
He's never like this.
Oh, please, racing gods, let Russell pass Bottas.
Please.
That would be so ironic. Yeah.
Let both Williams pass him.
No, I think in terms of getting the seat as well next year, let's let Russell pass Bottas. Personally as well.
I want both Williams to pass him.
Grenwell says Bottas may as well retire. Yeah, maybe he should retire, save the engine. And he's on an older setup, of course. So he's got long mileage left.
Let is also pass him.
Of course, every team tries to save a fresh engine for Singapore. That race is now gone, so they don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's a 2-hour race killer. It's a car killer, Singapore. The engines blow there all the time. Jeddah might just be like Singapore, though, so they might want to hold it back.
Bit.
They might want to hold something back, although that's the second to last race of the year. So they might want to hold some fresher parts back for Jeddah. But many of them are already on their second engines of the year, maybe not the first. Megs, what are you detecting?
The difference between Russell.
Oh, you're looking at... Yeah.
Russell is going faster.
Russell is faster than Bottas. Haha, get in. Gwenman saying, let Mick pass Bottas. Well, where is he? Mick's 17th. Bottas is there. He's closing on him. He's
faster as well.
He's not that far behind, actually. What's the gap between Bottas and... 4 seconds. The gap between Bottas and Schumacher, 4.5 seconds. So, Schumacher... Bottas could finish this race in last. Look at this. Verstappen, fastest first sector, fastest second sector.
Won't get past him.
Yeah, no, Mazepin won't. But look at this. First sector for Verstappen, a 37.0. Sector 2, 42.1. Third sector, 25.6 as we start the 40th lap. So Verstappen with a 1:44.805 fastest lap of the race with about 11 to go. It's all go now, isn't it, for this one as well? This is what we like to see. A lot of more action, a lot more pace coming through in this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Holding it through. And now it's starting to get a bit backwards, isn't it, at the moment? How is Verstappen pulling out 4 seconds over Perez? I mean, yes, Perez is clearly holding up Hamilton, but why isn't Hamilton past him? And go after, because he's now just closing in. And look at this, Vettel's coming. Vettel's coming for a podium. Do you think he could do it?
I think.
It's possible. Looking entirely exciting out there. So let's run through the order, Megan. I'll do top 5.
Okay.
Max Verstappen leads this race with 10 laps to go from Sergio Perez second. He's holding off Lewis Hamilton, but Vettel in fourth. He's closing down. 2.3 seconds the gap. It could be less through the castle section as well. And Pierre Gasly comfortably rounding out the top 5.
In P6, it is Charles Leclerc, followed by, in 7th position, Yuki Tsunoda. Then in 8th, Norris, 9th, Sainz, and in 10th, Ricciardo.
And Ricciardo is being closed down by Fernando Alonso, who's in P11. Only 3/10 between them at the moment. No, 1.3 seconds, sorry, at the moment. Then we get Raikkonen in 12th place. Giovinazzi is 13th. Bottas has slipped right down the order to 14th, and he's coming under threat from the two Williamses of Russell as well. Megan.
And closing on Bottas in 15th is George Russell, followed by Nicholas Latifi in 16th. Then in 17th, it's Schumacher, 18th, Mazepin. And then out is Lance Stroll, and then it is Ocon also out.
So Lance Stroll's crashed out in both qualifying and the race and damaged the opposites of the car. Front right, rear left, he damaged in each session. So how about that then? It was a puncture as well that put out Lance Stroll, so not really his fault at all. 10 to go. We had one safety car period that briefly livened up the race. Now it's all beginning a bit calm again. Verstappen on his way to win his third race of the year, making it 3-3 victories each in the championship. But Verstappen, crucially, will continue leading going into the French Grand Prix. Hamilton in an unusual position, being the chaser. And Hamilton can't get any closer over the radio to Sergio Perez. He's 1.5 seconds off at the moment, so game over, it seems, at the moment. And this could be your podium. But, are you going to say what you're going to say, Gita?
Driver of the day so far, Vettel's leading.
34% of the votes. Perez on 21. Didn't see who's in third at the moment. I don't think... Did you spot? No.
No.
I think it was Stroll, actually.
I thought
Yeah, it looked like Stroll. Yeah, on 9%.
I saw an S.
Yeah, I think he must have been done before that puncture because he was running quite high up the field. Norris. And Norris has got a lot of vibration, and his right front tyre is on the verge of puncturing. He's being warned about the right front tyre, so a lot of vibration. Are we going to see another puncture here in Baku? 4 tyres pushed beyond their racing limits.
Before Stroll, we hadn't seen a puncture in ages.
Trying to think of the last time we did actually see a puncture. I think it must have been Hamilton.
I love a nice puncture.
Russell had a slow puncture in Shakir, didn't he?
I love a nice puncture.
Yeah, it's nice to see every now and then. It just proves that anything can happen. The tyres aren't completely bulletproof, as Pirelli want to appear them to be at the moment.
It makes life more exciting.
Just realised you're going to have a very long day today because you're in the review show later as well.
Am I?
Yeah, to close out the day in the panel.
What time's that?
4 o'clock UK time, so 90 minutes time. 95 minutes until we do that.
Right.
When the race is over as well. So sorry about keeping you all day today, Megan. At least look at it this way.
I did have a show I wanted to watch, you know.
Yeah, but next weekend as well when I'm at Snetterton.
I wanted to watch Marvel Avengers.
Yes, but next weekend when I'm at Snetterton and you're sat here in the commentary box controlling the feed from here, you can still... The camera will be on you. You can do the commentary, but yeah. Basically, Megan's going to be in the commentary box for quite a few weekends to come, unfortunately, for a while. So a lot of tea needed, I think, at the moment. As we won that 43 of 51. And thank God this is a race you decided to commentate on as well, by the way, as well. Will Mazepin be last, asks Gwen Wynn.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He's like a minute behind.
Yes, he will. He will be last overall. I can't see
Unless a major accident occurred where everything stopped.
And he catches a lap back up as well. No, I don't think Mazepin will win this race at all. No, he will be last. He's a lap down as well. He's 59 seconds behind Mick Schumacher, his own teammate. Megan.
Right, so Verstappen is holding it in first. I must say, though, Hamilton does have a fastest lap with a 144.7.
Oh, yeah. Just got it. So that's a bonus point as well added to his list for third place.
That makes it a 16-point difference.
Yeah, and Perez got the fastest second sector, 42.009 at the moment as well. And you might notice as well, we use these in the commentary box as well, post-it notes when we need to send notes to each other. Now I'm going to use one to figure out the points gap. So Megan, talk us through it.
Right, so right now, I think we've just... Well, I saw a Honda engine and it's in front of Leclerc, so that was Gasly. Now we're looking at Tsunoda. Tsunoda, I swear there's something wrong with your car, but I can't figure out what it is. I'm guessing there's something wrong with the suspension, kind of. Though it's not big enough problem that it prohibits you from racing, though it's just enough to stop your pace from increasing to its maximum speed, because you've been constantly in the 190s in your pace right now.
Got it.
And yet you're acting like someone in the 180s.
Nicely explained there, Megan, as I worked out quickly with mathematical skill. Verstappen and Hamilton came into this race. 105 points for Verstappen, Hamilton on 101. That was a 4-point advantage. Verstappen's going to get 25 for the win. That'll put him on 130. Hamilton in third with the fastest lap will give him 116. So it will give him a 16-point gap advantage. So that will put Hamilton... It put Verstappen on 130, Hamilton on 117, and a gap of 13 points in the Drivers' Championship at the end of this weekend. So that's what we just literally use these for working out. Oh, Verstappen gets Verstappen gets the fastest lap.
Just add a point.
So that puts it. I'll put 131, and then 116, and then what? That'll still be a 13-point gap, yeah. Or is it going to be a 15-point gap? 14-point gap, yes. That'd be 14 points now. I'll tell you what, trying to work out mathematics is impossible during a live race. You need like a whole data chart in front of you. Working it on a post-it note's not quick enough. Right, give me a second. Yeah, so it'll be 131 if he gets the bonus point.
Oh, please let someone else take it.
That would put him on a 14-point gap. But if not, it'll be a 12-point gap.
He's doing well.
So it'll either be a 13-point gap if it stays as it is now. It's a 14-point gap. If Hamilton gets it, it'll be a 13-point gap. If neither of them get it, it'll be a 12-point gap. See, this is how confusing it gets. There we go. 131 to 116. That's how it stands at the moment, and I've got that right there. That puts it as what gap, Megan? 14-point gap. Yeah, right. Okay, good. 14 points the gap in the championship. If this championship later on in this year is going to be determined by bonus points for fastest laps, we're going to need this entire wall I've just painted white with a permanent marker to work out and just paint over it at the end of the year. Because honestly, this race is just so confusing for the title. Get rid of the fastest lap bonus point. Get rid of it. It's not needed. I don't like it. Get rid of it. Oh, I've just remembered as well that we've got the sprint races coming soon, haven't we? Couple of races time at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. We've got the sprint qualifying races that have got the 3 points for pole position. 3 points for race win in the sprint qualifying, 2 points for second, 1 point for third. That's going to be even worse figuring out the championship.
You watch. The championship leaders won't even get him a point.
Actually, I suppose that's a point that Ian Birch will actually get a race back. He's taken one off now, but he'll get one back because he'll be doing the British Grand Prix sprint qualifying race.
Yeah.
So he gets one race back. So I suppose he hasn't really missed one today, but he has. I hope he's all right. We'll go in at the end of this race, see how he is, and hopefully he's okay. We'll update you in the Grand Prix review, which is live at 4 o'clock British summer time. That's in roundabout, actually, 90 minutes exactly. As this is the tyre performance graphic. Apparently, Hamilton's tyres, even though they're 2 laps older than Perez, have got 20% left at the back. Perez's have only got 10.
I think that's
not
the
right.
other way around.
Yeah, that's not the right graphic at all there. Perez has got much fresher tyres.
Hamilton has been complaining about his tyres all the time.
That data graphic is wrong. Although if that's true, Perez could be worryingly close to a puncture in the closing races.
True.
Yeah. Then again, I've never seen a data graphic be right from AWS in my entire life.
No.
AWS, by the way, does not power the official timing monitors that we have in front of us. They power the data graphics. The actual timing comes directly from Rolex.
And I've heard straight from a commentator's mouth that they didn't trust what
they don't trust
him.
Don't trust him. Don't need him. Don't trust him. So yeah, the actual timing and all. Oh, big accident! It's a Red Bull! It's Max Verstappen! Max Verstappen has crashed down with a rear puncture with 5 laps to go of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The same thing that happened to Stroll has happened to Verstappen. The championship lead goes, and this gives Sergio Perez the chance to win for Red Bull. The safety car is deployed. The race is over. My goodness. Massive puncture and another crash And it's the left rear puncture again. We're going to bring in that safety car graphic because so far we have not received a yellow. We have not received a safety car. We've only got a yellow. Our systems briefly showed safety car.
He was on 33 old laps.
Oh, and it is the rear left. It's exactly the same as Lance Stroll's. The championship lead goes to Lewis Hamilton. It is cruelly taken away, just like Bottas all those years ago in 2018.
Let him crash too.
And this means that Sebastian Vettel is on the podium and Sergio Perez is going to win, as surely they need to deploy the safety car, which they now have. And he's swearing over the radio. Verstappen 360ing across the line with a rear puncture. Safety car is deployed. And Charles Leclerc, as Max Verstappen kicks the back of the car, Charles Leclerc being annoyed to hear that they are still racing, saying it's a red flag or safety car straight away. Now, are they going to finish this race behind the safety car? Are they going to red flag it and call it a day? These tyres, I was saying they were so hard, they seem to be puncturing, Megan. Talk us through it.
Right, so he's going fine, and then all of a sudden it just
Same.
goes.
Exactly the same. At over 201 miles an hour, puncture into the wall.
And it looks like it was close for the front left as well.
Yeah, not at all. And I tell you what, as well, I was criticising Pirelli for bringing in some soft tyres. I was criticising them for putting them on the hard tyres. I take my criticism back from Pirelli. They need to be harder than that.
I think that Hamilton might have run over a piece of debris.
And we've got the cars coming through the pit lane as well, as there's Verstappen getting that puncture and flying towards the wall. I was critical of Pirelli bringing the hard tyres because we wasn't delivering the great racing. But having seen two cars with punctures at very high speed, I take it back. We need harder tyres at these type of tracks. The safety car is taking the field through the pit lane.
Everyone has just pitted.
And Sergio Perez has put on a brand new set of hard tyres. So was Hamilton. Actually, correct that for you.
Soft.
Yeah, I'm going to correct that. Safety car through the pit lane. They haven't changed tyres. Our graphics have glitched. Our timing graphics have glitched. They're just bringing them through the pit lane. They have not changed tyres. They are on the same tyres. So our graphics up here in the commentary box have glitched. So if that's happened to you, it's at home. It's not correct. Max Verstappen loses the title.
He'll get it back.
He gets no points, and Hamilton's now going to take the championship lead. He's going to. Oh, let's work this out. So Hamilton had 101. He's going to get 18 points here.
Yeah.
18 points. That gives him 119. Hamilton. So 105. No, 119. Take away 105. Hamilton's got a 14-point lead in the title, so it's not as much.
He can get that back.
He got it back before. He got it back when Hamilton did exactly the same thing
It's
at
not bad.
He did it when Hamilton won at Spain and Portugal. It's just reset all the hard work he's done here and in Monaco. He's lost that 14 points now. So he is going to have to take victory at the next race. Hamilton asking, is it a tyre failure or puncture?
What's the difference?
And difficult to say if it's wear or damage for Verstappen, Bono is telling Lewis. And I think they're going to stop the race. And Verstappen is crying down the pit lane as well. He's keeping himself together, but just had a little moment. Red flag.
Right.
We've got a red flag. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix has been stopped on lap 48 of 51. The red flag has been called. The second stoppage of the year, and this is all because of the tyres. They are not safe enough, and also the fact is that Max's car is in such a position. I think this is going to be race over, Megan.
Yeah.
They're not going to restart the race with 2 to go. I think this is the end of the race. So the red flag has been called, and they will do a countback. They will do a countback to the last complete lap before the safety car. This might be, Sergio Perez might not win this. Max Verstappen might still be the winner. So they will do a countback. They have to.
So does that mean he can still get points?
Could do. 3 laps to go. They've come in now to register the lap. And they'll have to do a countback. So we'll wait for confirmation, but the red flag is out. Red Bull have won here in Azerbaijan. That is confirmed.
Either way.
What is to be confirmed, whether it is Sergio Perez, who is currently leading this race, who has stopped behind the safety car, or is it going to be Lewis Hamilton? Sorry, is it going to be Max Verstappen?
Why would he get it?
Or is it going to be Max Verstappen who led across the line? Incident involving Latifi under investigation.
What did Latifi do?
Car 6 under investigation, not using pit lane. Oh, he went through. He went through past the accident zone. So let's take a look at another side of the puncture here for Verstappen. Yeah, just went back and slammed into the wall.
I think Hamilton also might have run over a piece of debris. Only a small pit.
I think he did.
Just ran over a piece.
So you can change tyres in the pit lane as well. We've had no confirmation, by the way, from the race stewards that this race is over.
Look.
Yeah. I think they've red flagged it so they can do a green-white checkered. They can restart it. Let's hear. Lewis asking he's okay, and he is okay, firm, which is great news, but Max is out. Now, here's the question. If they do cancel this race and say that's it, the race will be stopped. Well, we have got a red flag.
Oh.
And we saw that live. The race is red flagged. It is stopped on lap 48. Now at lap 49. They have got time to restart this race and have a 2-lap sprint.
I wouldn't.
They can. They can restart this for 2 laps. But the question is,
too much debris.
With this left, are they just going to call it?
There's no point in restarting it. It's not like anything will
Track
change.
Track clear. The track's clear. They're not. I think red flag's been withdrawn.
Then why is Lewis getting out of the car?
I think we're going to have a restart here. Now we're past 75% distance to where the stewards.
They're doing a restart so Lewis can win.
I'm just going to say this as well right now. They are past the 75% distance of this race to where they can call this race with full points. However, if they do that, they have to go back to the last complete lap before the safety car and red flag, and that would put Max Verstappen as the leader of this race and as the winner, despite crashing out. And that would put Perez second, Hamilton third, Vettel fourth. Right now, Perez leads from Hamilton and Vettel. But if they do restart this race, as they say, the track is now clear. If they are going to restart this race, the safety car will go out on lap 49. They'll cross the line and they'll have 2 racing laps. And it will be a rolling restart. They wouldn't do a normal start for 2 laps. It'll be a rolling restart.
I personally, I don't see a point in going out.
Well, this is an interesting part now, isn't it? As I just take a seat here in the comments. Ian Birch, what have you done, by the way, as well, to miss a red flag in this proceedings as well? Late red flag as well. Didn't expect that at all, did we?
No.
I thought we were in, it's all done now, and then, okay, we got a red flag. Okay. My prediction was right. 2 safety cars and a red flag. Get in. Get in. I'll take that. I've got the driver tracker right in front of me with the race control messages waiting to tell us if it's going to be a race result or not.
I personally wouldn't restart the race. I see no point in it. The drivers are all out of the car. They're getting out their uniforms. I just see no point in it.
Double yellow sector 18 is out there right now, but we are under a red flag procedure.
Why is it saying yellow flag now?
Well, track clear, but they red flagged the race in order to recover Verstappen's car.
Green flag.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I'm saying green flag, but the race is stopped. So yeah, they red flagged this race in order to clear Verstappen's car and restart the race with 2 laps to go. However, everyone, especially Aston Martin, are now going to be saying, we're past 75% distance. This race is a result. Has Perez just won his 2nd Grand Prix? Or are they going to restart it and put... What are they going to do? Are they going to restart the race to make these results official? Because if it is red flag, they will do a countback. We'll have to go back to the last complete lap, which would put Verstappen as the winner.
Why are they replacing Hamilton's front wheels?
Well, right, yeah, they are. I think they're just getting ready. They can't touch it until we know there's going to be a restart.
That must be a weight to bear.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. This is Lance Stroll's accident then, Megan. Just talk us through this one. This is lap 31. His tyres have done 29 laps, coming up on 30. And it was a pretty similar accident, but quite early on. And then Verstappen's was exactly the same. Rear left, coming down the start-finish straight and flies off into the barrier. And, well, 2nd red flag of the year. here in F1 2021. We had one in, and let's see, Gwenwyn's saying the decision is a bit iffy. There's literally 2 laps left. Well, do you remember Monaco? Back in 2011, they stopped the race on lap 69 of 78 and restarted. We only have 2 laps left now. Well, technically, actually, Gwenwyn, there's 3. It's lap 49, and we've just started it. So there's 3 laps to go. They will go out. They'll do a formation up behind the safety car, and then we'll have a 2-lap sprint. So basically, the way they're going to treat it, let's say from race to control. Oh, and Red Bull, Jonathan Wheatley, hang on. Okay, so Jonathan Wheatley, who is the Red Bull strategist, was just talking to Michael Masi and said, we had 0 warning of that failure. 0 warning.
They would have brought him in.
And it was actually Jonathan Wheatley who suggested I suggest a red flag and get everybody. He didn't just say Perez, he said everybody to change their tyres. So it was Jonathan Wheatley who was on the radio to Michael Masi saying, we need a red flag. Everyone needs to change their tyres. We had 0.
Oh, what's that?
That's wing damage on Lewis Hamilton. So that's
what he hit.
He did hit. You were absolutely right, Megan. He did get carnage. He did get some damage on his car. So that is why Jonathan Wheatley has said it's a red flag. And they're not allowed to change the wing until it is declared a restart procedure. So they can't change it just yet. Beth Tander saying there's once a red flag named Baku. Oh, we've got haiku going on. Go on then, Beth. There once was a red flag named Baku. I would love to see where this one's going, Beth. Over to you. So, red flag out. Lap 49 of 51. It feels like NASCAR when they stop the race with just a couple of laps to go. The stewards, of course, can extend the race distance by 2 laps. They have that option as well.
Yeah, they're not going to see a point in it.
To make it a 53-lap race rather than a 51. However, articles of the racing resume. Yeah, let's have a look then. There once was a flag. There was once a. Actually, Beth, I'll wait until you finish and I'll read the whole thing out. So let's go through the order then while we wait for official confirmation of whether this race is going to restart or not. It's Sergio Perez leading from Lewis Hamilton. Sebastian Vettel takes 3rd place. Then it's followed by Pierre Gasly, Charles Leclerc, Yuki Tsunoda, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo, and Fernando Alonso. The top 10. So Alonso gets points, Megan, if this race result is as it stands. Then we get Kimi Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, Nicholas Latifi, Valtteri Bottas, George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin, and out of the race, Max Verstappen, Lance Stroll, and Esteban Ocon. We're just waiting for Beth's poem to be finished, and we'll read that out while we're under the red flag here. Lando Norris trying to keep his spirits up and shaking a little bit, just trying to keep in. His adrenaline's boiling over at this point, isn't it? He's really pushing. Second red flag of the year then here in 2021. We had one in Emilia-Romagna. We've got another one here in Azerbaijan. I sent a prediction that we would get a red flag today because I was just thinking about what was on with qualifying. I thought we were going to get it with Lance Stroll. Certainly didn't expect it with Max Verstappen crashing out of the lead of the race with a puncture. Now, they're all going to change tyres, and they all, correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, have a set of mediums. Yeah, they've all got a set of mediums left, and so they'll put those on for the last 2 laps. Or softs. They'll just put softs on.
Yeah.
And now, but we are past 75% distance. In fact, I think we're 92, aren't we? 94. We are 94% distance through this race at the moment. So I don't...
How did you work that?
Lap distance, and I was looking at the monitor over there, which told me what percentage of the race we're on. So we're 94. And look at this. Mercedes are unhooking some of the bollards there. And this is what... Okay, so this is Nicholas Latifi. Ignore race control. Latifi under investigation. He drove past the accident zone with a forklift truck on the track. So Latifi missed the pit lane. And... Oh, and they told him to stay out. Williams told him to stay out on the track, not come in. And that's why he jumped up the order so much. That was foolish as Stroll's cars were covered to the pit lane and everything else.
Latifi?
Okay. Are you ready for Beth's poem? Here we go, everyone. Beth Tander with her poem of Baku. There once was a red flag named Baku because they thought the tyres, they blew. I'm going to read that again. I need to get closer. There once was a red flag named Baku because through the tyres they blew. 2 laps more or not, Bottas drove so much like snot, and Vettel is hanky. He did blue. FYA, they should called it when the Reds came out. Max should be the winner. Yeah, I agree with you there, Beth. We're past. Thing is, yeah, we're past the distance. This race should be called. This race should be over. It should not be restarted, and they need to go back a lap to get the race result and give it to Max Verstappen.
Beth, I've taken a photo of that.
Personally, I this is just talking from a racing point of view. If they had no warning about that puncture, it's very unfair to then throw a red flag and then say, "Oh, we're going to restart," because that red flag past 75% distance would mean they should put the race results back. It's bad news for Vettel. It's bad news for Perez as well. But yeah, where did I throw my post-it notes?
It's here.
Yeah, I thought so. I threw them up in the air when all that happened. Thank you very much for that. So this is now Sky F1's camera as Lance Stroll's rear left tyre. It's the rear lefts that are causing the problems here.
Yeah.
It's the C3 tyre compounds that are the hards this weekend. So they're the medium range tyre.
These are meant to be hards.
Yeah, and maybe they should have had one step harder. So C2 for the hard, C3 medium, C4 softs. Not the C3, C4, C5. But yeah, maybe Pirelli should have brought a harder compound here.
I want to see what a 1 is like.
See what that would be. That's the hardest tire. That we get that at Silverstone a lot. So we've been under red flag now for around about 10
look
minutes.
at that.
Oh, it's completely shredded from the canvas, actually. Yeah, so completely gone there, hasn't it? So we've been under red flag now longer than it would have taken to complete the race under the safety car.
Yeah.
So they've red flagged this race with the intention of restarting. Because if they had no intention of restarting this race, it would have been declared a result by now. It would have come up, session would not be restarted, or race would not be restarted.
I don't want them to restart the race.
Right, so we are waiting.
Because I think there's no point.
Yeah, we're waiting for a 2-lap shootout. If they restart it, it'll restart lap 49. They'll head out onto the track.
Oh.
Yeah, that's completely gone, isn't it? That's a complete puncture. So if they to go through once again, if this race is restarted, they will go out onto the track. They'll do 1 lap behind the safety car, and then it'll just be like a safety car restart that we saw with Perez. Sorry, with Verstappen.
Oh,
McLaren. Oh. So McLaren are reporting Tsunoda for both safety car procedures. Tsunoda has not slowed down once. And McLaren are arguing, saying, it's obvious, Michael. Yuki'd never slow down. And Michael's saying, for me, all of them are obvious. Yeah, okay. So, McLaren there just telling that in both safety car incidents we've had today, Yuki Tsunoda never slowed down once when it was called. And according to Michael Masi, he said, according to our systems, he slowed down enough. And he said, no, but he clearly didn't, Michael. And then Michael's come on saying, I'll remind all drivers in the next drivers' meeting to respect the safety car distance. Yeah. But that's very peculiar. So, it's lap 59. Sorry, it's lap 49 of 51. We're under a red flag. We are literally waiting for a 2-lap shootout in Baku. The red flag is out. We will not get a standing start restart, although I can't see why not, actually. The red flag procedure means that we will have a standing start in dry conditions and rolling start in wet. However, that can be countermanded by Michael Masi, who I assume doesn't want a start line crash on lap 49 or 50.
Do you know what I love?
I think it'll be a rolling restart to this race.
Verstappen still holds the fastest lap.
I hope you'll appreciate that this now delays the Grand Prix review show as well, as we have to have time to make all the graphics and get everything together. So our race show is now moving currently. It could our review show could move to 4:30 British Summer Time. At the moment, as we wait for confirmation on whether or not Sebastian Vettel's not taking it either way, is he? Reminder also, they can't just restart the race willy-nilly. There will be a 10-minute countdown if this race restarts, which is longer than the 2-hour distance we've had now.
Vettel hasn't even got out of the car.
No, he hasn't.
To leave. Just like, I want to be ready. I don't want to have to put all my stuff back on again.
We're understanding that there is actually a war going on right now, a heated discussion between FIA and teams and drivers over whether or not to restart this race over safety concerns due to the tyres. Yeah. So there's a war going on between the teams and the FIA saying, we don't want this race restarted. We're going to restart this race. We don't want it restarted. So that's why it's taking so long.
I want to hear all these rules.
Well, we've heard a couple, haven't we, from the FIA
And I
and
want to hear
McLaren.
every single one of them.
Sergio Perez leads this race as it stands. He'll move up to third place in the Drivers' Championship. And what was that you said earlier on in the broadcast, Megan? Was the fact is if Verstappen can't win or retires, they let Sergio win?
Yeah.
It seems to be coming through. And there's a lot of that's the fans blowing in dry ice into the heating duct at the moment. But they're trying to get as much ventilation as possible through that engine, aren't they? They're even unbuckling it. But yeah, front wing damage on Hamilton's car as well. And the track's clear.
I said donut.
Yeah, could you pass me my bottle, please? The track is clear, actually. Debris has been worn away. We should be getting confirmation whether or not this race will be restarted anytime soon. Would you restart it?
No.
Yeah, I thought not.
I see no point to waste time on something that we've got so far into it. Race regulations call that it's acceptable for 75% distance to stop the race completely. And we're at like 94 now.
Yeah,
so
it should be
there's
a result.
no point whatsoever that we need to restart this race. We've got the results.
Yeah, well, have we, though? Because...
Just need to review the last lap and
yeah,
that'll be fine.
are they going to put it that it's Verstappen the winner? Because then everyone's going to cry controversy. Because the red flag rules mean that as soon as the race is stopped, they have to go back a lap to declare the results. So it would give the race win to Verstappen.
I would say it shouldn't cause controversy. The rules are clear and absolute. He has to be the winner. It was the last clear lap that happened.
I'm looking at the lap chart to see who led across the line. The last complete lap is lap number 47. And across the line, it was Verstappen. Lap 48, it was Verstappen.
Yeah.
Verstappen skidded across the line, but his transponder led the race.
Yeah.
So the last complete before the red flag would be Verstappen.
Yeah.
But then Perez has come across the line in the pit lane.
It doesn't matter. It's under red flag. It doesn't count.
They'll have to go back to the last complete lap before the safety car was called as well. Safety car was called a lap before the red flag.
Red flag means complete race stoppage.
Yeah.
No results from that time onwards should
And
really
a lap
count.
back, yeah. I've got a feeling we're in a situation quite similar to 2003 at Brazil, where the red flag came out, but Fischer Keller crossed the line. His transponder registered he led the lap, but then the red flag came out, and instead of taking it back one lap, they took it back 2 laps and gave the win to Raikkonen, not Fischer Keller. So I've got a feeling we're in that situation of trying to figure out, are we going to restart this race?
Either way, it'll still be the same.
Yeah. They're trying to figure out, are we going to restart this race? Is it going to be Max Verstappen winning? Or has Sergio Perez just won?
Either way,
yeah.
Red Bull are happy.
Well, there's the lap chart we've got up here in the commentary box that is data-driven that we get to see, and it shows Perez took the lead on the lap that the red flag came out.
Yeah.
And Verstappen did lead going forward. So, yeah. This is a dangerous time at the moment as to how long we're going to be running. And how long we're going to be waiting for as well. The race can now, because it's a 2-hour window, which we are 5 minutes away from completing, by the way, this race must be completed within 2 hours, but with a red flag, it's a 2-hour window in a 4-hour window. So this race can last no longer than 2 hours. But race will be restarted at 10 past the hour. So in 15 minutes' time, we will restart this race. We have a 15-minute warning.
What is the point?
So Max Verstappen is not the winner of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The race is still to be decided, and it's going to be between Perez Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. Come on, racing gods. Give us Vettel. Just give us... If Vettel wins this, please. Race will be restarted at 18:10 local time, and that is 10 past the hour. So 10 minutes past the next hour, the race will be resumed. Let's get immediate reaction. And there, let's see, Gwenwyn saying McLaren trying to make some play there. It's only one position investigated afterwards. Yep, trying to get ahead of Sonoda, of course, for 6th. Beth saying time for a chocolate hobnob and cuppa. Megan's already got her cup in the box. Gwenwyn says, let's be honest, Verstappen was going to win. He was. And Verstappen, and I don't think Gwenwyn's is angry with this. She's Gwenwyn saying, this is stupid. Let there be carnage. More smashed up cars. And Beth Tanner saying rubbish as well. So even Beth is not happy with this one. I must admit, it's nice we're going to see the end of the race and get to win Sergio Perez if he does win with the checkered flag. I'm a little bit peculiar as to why. This is going to be the latest race restart in F1 history. 49 of 51. I thought Monaco 2011 was close when it was restarted on lap 71 in turn of 78. But no, we're going to restart this one for a 2-lap shootout in Baku. Because lap 49, they'll go out with the safety car and then they'll come onto the grid. No confirmation yet. Is it a standing start or a rolling start? I can't imagine they'll do a standing one.
No.
Because that'll just be stupid for 2 laps.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Most of the drivers are also out.
It'll be a rolling restart, won't it?
On the bright side, Mazepin
won't get his lap back. Oh, he will. He'll be released in front. Yeah. He'll be released ahead of this field. So, yeah, Mazepin.
Catch up.
Yeah, Mazepin will be released from the pit lane, so he will get this lap back. Yeah, you're right. Wow. What a balmy Baku race this race has had everything. We started off really great, then it went really, really boring. Then we had an accident with Stroll. It was like, oh my god, we've got an interesting one here. And then it was like, oh, hang on a minute, it's gone boring again. And then 3 laps to go, bang! It's like that animation of the 2020 year, where everything calms down, everyone's locked away in the house, then suddenly, bang, big explosion, bang,
like,
bang,
surprise!
bang. Yeah, off goes Verstappen into the wall. Perez leads from Hamilton Vettel, then red flag. Then
this race is like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, are we really going to restart this race?
Surprise!
And then we are restarting this race, yeah. So, what are we going to do then? Hamilton's having work done to the front of his nose, so you're allowed to change that under the with Joe Bauer.
Idea.
Yeah, he's had a nose job. Beth saying, how are you going to feel if Hamilton takes Perez and goes on to win?
I won't be happy.
I won't be happy either. I would like Perez to win this one. Actually, I would like Vettel to win this one, actually, from a non-biased point of view, but I think Vettel winning would be a nice, crazy end to this day. As well, Gwenwyn saying this is pretty much free-for-all now, no rules. You're absolutely right.
I'm pretty sure that Hamilton right now, he's not interested in winning.
No, he's not, is he?
He knows that he's ahead of a title now.
So, he's going to... 10 minutes to get... Let's get a countdown going, actually. I can get that up on here if Megan talks to you for a while.
Yeah, I think that Lewis isn't going to be just, like, hell-bent on winning this race. He knows he's the championship leader right now. There is no reason for him to just be like, oh, I need this. You're going to be on the podium. Just let Perez win or Vettel. Either one of them is fine. Though right now we're seeing Valtteri Bottas and he's staring off into the distance like he doesn't know what to do with life. But that's just my opinion what it looks like right now.
Say how you feel, Megan. Yeah, we're just getting ready now, actually, at the moment, as we're watching 10 minutes to go until the restarts.
I feel like I'm turning into Martin Brundle.
Martin's not with us this weekend, actually.
Exactly, I'm taking his place this weekend.
Yeah.
And we have a woman crouched down looking at her phone like she's trying to hide the fact that she's on her phone.
I wonder who that was, actually, looking at it there.
I don't know.
So, we have a... Well, you're going to like this. There we go. We have a red flag countdown to when the race is going to restart. So 9 minutes, 35 seconds until this race restarts. Let's see. Go back to the chat as well. Beth saying, kind of like restarting Bathurst with 1 lap to go. Did that happen, Beth? Has that happened? I'm going to take my earphone off now because it's really starting to hurt. Gwen will also saying, can we please get Mazepin to do something so he can finish this race off? Smash your car first, second it restarts. Yeah, then it'll be another red flag, won't it? Yeah. We have a 10-minute warning until the race will be restarted. So they've now declared that, as you can see, 9 minutes to go.
I kind of want to play like a horn to sound just like the start of everything.
Yeah, so this is your countdown at the top there until the race restarts. In this race, the red flag has been out for a while. In fact, let's change it up actually a little bit actually out there. I don't like that it's in that type of colour. It should be a red countdown, shouldn't it? It should be red, shouldn't it? It should be a red countdown. There we go. Let's change it to a red countdown. It's a red flag clock after all. There we go. That looks better, doesn't it? Yeah. So there we go. Changing everything around out there. But now we're going to have to wait to see how long until, or who exactly, is going to have this advantage. The race will be restarted, by the way, behind the safety car, which is what we expected.
I'm going to read all the driver's eyes. Giovinazzi looks conflicted, like he doesn't want to restart this race, so he knows he has to, though he's determined to do his best. Natural Giovinazzi.
Natural Antonio, yeah. Let's take a look at the start again, then the race so far. Good start from Leclerc. Hamilton came down to the inside, but couldn't back off, so Leclerc got the second phase. 4 abreast further back. That's where Stroll had his contact with Giovinazzi and Mazepin and Russell out there too. Russell had a little bit of tyre damage from lockup and went something through. Sainz nearly locked up twice and went into the wall. It's all carnage further back as well. And then we saw Hamilton trying to have a go at Leclerc at the end of the first lap. They were side by side for the majority. Hamilton pulled to the outside to take the lead. I think that was about lap 4, wasn't it? But then Leclerc fought back, trying to come around the outside, didn't work off. Then Leclerc slipped back because then Verstappen went straight through overall. And Verstappen's move, I think, Megan, was actually the only one that I thought was actually earned because he was...
He pretended like he was going that way, though.
Dummied him, yeah. Let's have a look at the chat quickly as well. Gwenwell said, oh no, we've seen that one from Gwenwell saying smash it in the first day the session restarts. Beth as saying, you underestimate Sir Lewis at your peril. If Lewis, and Latifi has been dropped to position 15. So Latifi has been dropped 2 positions.
Oh my god, I only just realised.
So
that.
Bottas to 30.
Bottas has been passed like.
That's because Latifi went out the track. He missed the pit lane. So Latifi will take 15th, Bottas to 13th, Russell to 15th.
I love Beth's comment. The red flag has been out so long it will need to come in for new tyres.
Yeah, actually. I'll tell you what, though. Our headsets are leather ear cups, and they're sticking after this
I haven't taken mine off yet.
Don't. It's like a suction cup coming off as well, so just leave them on. There's Lance Stroll's accident once again, though. That was horrific as well. That was... I was actually worried because he wasn't moving. I didn't see him moving, but he was talking to the team on the radio.
Yeah.
But it was a very, very heavy hit. Mazepin in the foreground there. Surprisingly, he has been off once, though, today. Oh, my God! This will be a standing start restart. We are going to get the 5 red lights.
It's 2 laps to go. Why?
For a 2-lap shootout. I cannot believe... Getty and Birchin. Get him in here for this one. He's... Oh, my goodness.
Shall I text
No,
him?
he's...
Your sound card has come up.
I'm sure he's watching this. Oh my god, this race will restart with a standing start.
Oh my god, does that mean that Hamilton's going to get the upper hand on Perez?
Into turn 1, yeah. Oh my god.
No, that's not fair! Sorry for everyone wearing headphones. Still!
I don't believe what I've just read. This will be a standing start restart. So the race will get another 5-light procedure.
I don't want it.
A 5-light procedure for a 2-lap race. And Gwenwyn making her feelings very much known in the chat, saying now this is stupid, but using a very bad word. Hamilton's been told it's a standing start, and Gwenwyn says, I just want to really hear how they decided. Yeah. Michael Mazzi, and let's see, Beth is saying Giovinazzi equals conflicted. Kimi, flashbacks being behind Fernando. Ricciardo shouldn't have left Red Bull. Sonoda is all bleeps and bloops. Verstappen, I sense Gasly about to ram me. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're about to have a standing start for a 2-lap sprint for Formula One's Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
I don't want it.
We are going to have 5 red lights, and then the lights will go out for a 2-lap sprint. I thought we were...
Sonoda's eyes say, I want to hit someone with my car.
Can I just point out, I thought this was crazy restarting the race with a safety car and just a normal rolling start. To line the guys back up on the grid again and then go for a lights out with only 2 laps to go, I think is insane. I think it's going to be the most unique moment in Formula One ever. And thank goodness this isn't like in 2001 where this race would have been put in 2 halves and the aggregate times. Vettel's put on new softs. Jenny Gow has just texted. Vettel has put on brand new soft tyres. Sebastian Vettel is going to be quicker and might just take victory here. Call Me Q says, #hammer time. Gwenwyn says, if there's a standing start, give us 4 laps at least. Make it some F1 online short race. Well, the short F1 races are 3 laps, aren't they? We're going to get 2 laps.
And I see worry in Perez's eyes.
Call Me Q just says, just be prepared to say winner, Sir Lewis. Ian Birch, have you joined YouTube and are secretly in the comments? That could be something now.
Or is he praying?
Call Me Q could be there. Lewis Hamilton saying, you've got to remember this is a marathon, not a sprint, so he's not going to go for heroics into turn 1.
Yeah, you say that now.
Yeah, and Leslie Gwenwyn saying, how I wish there was no red flags in this race. Hamilton, Vettel and Leclerc, that's the podium, says Beth Gwenwyn. Can we go back to lap 33 when it was accident-free? It's all kicked off since lap 33.
Why does Hamilton's eyes look lost?
Don't trust the Baku in apartment 33.
Do you know what's coincidental?
I'm having them all this weekend, aren't I? Yeah, go on.
Verstappen's tyres blew when he was on lap 33, and that's the same as his number.
Good point there, actually. So I'll just adjust your headset for a sec. Yeah, and now 2 minutes to go until the safety car will take them around on the track.
I lost this for a second.
This will be a standing start restart. I can't believe this.
I don't want it.
Let's take a look.
In 1 minute 48.
Gwenwyn says, I don't mind Lewis winning. It's the FIA's decision lately. Yeah, I don't mind Lewis taking the win if he does. It's my decision. It's my opinion that the fact that they've restarted this race with only 2 laps to go, it will be. There's 3 laps to go as of now, but one of these will be done with the fastest lap. Mazepin's been released, by the way, out onto the track in order to get his lap back. But it's the fact that we're going to restart the race with a standing start, so a whole new 5-lap procedure for a 2-lap race. I've enabled, by the way, the clip feature here on our YouTube stream. Feel free, take clips and send them to me at Joshua Birch 99 on Twitter and Instagram. The link is in the Discord as well. The link is in the YouTube bio. Join us, please, and let's talk about this race post-race. And don't forget also, you can join us at 4:30 now. We've delayed it by half hour due to this race. So 4:30 British summer time. You can join me and Megan back for a forum-type show where we'll talk about everything that happened in this race. And believe me, it's going to be chaotic. 38 seconds until the race restarts. We've got the countdown clock here as well. Ian Birch not with us this weekend, this race as well, after not feeling well. You haven't missed much. Bottas being told, now they're going to go for fastest laps. They've put on used softs, or they're new softs. I can't tell who's got who. No, they're old. He's got no new. Yeah. Vettel had new tyres. In fact, Hamilton has got no new tyres. 10-second penalty for Latifi after race resumption, failing to go through the pit lane. So, are you ready? Are you steady? Formula 1's craziest race begins now. The race restarts here in Baku behind the safety car. We have 1 lap behind for a formation lap before we will have a 2-lap sprint.
I've just seen something. Look at Mazepin.
Yeah, he's 1,991.676 seconds behind the leader. He's returned to the pit lane now. So, here we go. After about a half-hour red flag period for Max Verstappen crashing out, we are going to restart this race, and we are going to have a 5-light start procedure, a standing start for a 2-lap race. I cannot believe what we are seeing today. I really can't. If you could just move this out of the way in case somebody comes in the box for the end of the race.
I've just cracked my back, and it was so loud because I've been sitting for so long.
Well, to be fair, me and you should be in the house right now having a quick cup of tea before we come back in to do the review show in about 40 minutes' time. But we've had to delay that because of this red flag. So, let's talk about who's on the new tyres then. Who's changed? Mazepin's changed tyres. So has Russell, Giovinazzi, Alonso and Vettel, who's put on brand new soft tyres. They've all changed over. In fact, here we go. Yeah, okay, so Vettel's on brand new. Race control.
Perez should have changed.
It's official. The SS boards are flashing around the track. It's a standing start for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix to restart lap 50 of 51. Let's go over to the comments. Beth saying lots of trouble the FIA are taking to avoid a Max win. This week's conspiracy. I think she's right. They've restarted this race. They're going to get it to 100% distance. Of course, Megan, what we could about to be seeing is Formula One's biggest ever farce if they all crash into each other at turn 1 and they have to deploy the safety car.
Please let that happen. Everyone but Perez and Vettel.
To be fair, I would prefer right now if they
Alonso.
I would prefer right now if they all just crashed at the end, because then all of a sudden it just makes it entirely funny. Look at this. Aston Martin are waiting. Aston know they could win this race. Hamilton and Perez, I don't think have changed. Perez is on softs. Everyone's on softs, but they're on used softs. Vettel is on a brand new set of soft tyres. All eyes are on Sebastian Vettel. Do you want me to move that chair? Because I don't think you're going to be standing down for the next 2 laps, are you?
No.
All eyes are now on the racing 2-time champion Sebastian Vettel. Can he take the win? They're coming up to the line. This is lap 49 of 51. The safety car has come in. We are about to go racing here in Baku. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Can we quickly check who got off the quickest in the first standing start between Perez and Lewis? It was Lewis. Lewis had a better launch than Perez. So,
Perez should have changed tyres.
we had one red flag at Emilia-Romagna. That race restarted behind the safety car. This race is going to restart with a 5-light procedure. It's lap 50 of 51. We are going to have a 2-lap shootout for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, but I don't think it's going to feature George Russell.
We're both wearing grey.
Yeah, Russell's into the pit lane. Russell's not going to take the start. George Russell is out of the Grand Prix.
Why? What's he
Let's
saying?
hear. And we don't know. Is Russell going to stop in the pit lane? They might have to abort the start.
Please.
And look, engines are cooking. The tyres are cooking. Hamilton's brakes are cooking. We're getting ready for the start procedure for a 2-lap sprint here in Baku for the second time. It's lights out. Good start this time. Perez cuts across. Hamilton leads into turn 1. And Vettel goes on the outside. And Hamilton's gone straight on.
Hamilton's crashed.
Hamilton's gone straight on at turn 1. Perez leads. And now we've got Sebastian Vettel right up there.
Hamilton's at no point. He's not championship leader anymore.
Verstappen leads the title by 4 points. He's locked up. I'll tell you what, it might be a marathon, Lewis, but you forgot to brake. Down at turn 1, 3 abreast further back.
Your brakes
And Tsunoda trying to go around the outside of Lando Norris. And at the inside, Norris touches with all going through. Pit lane closed.
First is Sergio Perez, second Vettel, and third Gasly so far with Leclerc in 4th position.
Alonso right round the outside into the castle section on Yuki Tsunoda and blocks him. What an incredible move. What a restart. Tsunoda locks up. Alonso trying to defend. And Tsunoda can't go through there. It's too wide.
Tsunoda, you may be a rookie, though. You're facing him.
And Sebastian Vettel is closing down on Sergio Perez. Hamilton is down in 16th place. Finito.
He's last.
And Max Verstappen is jumping for joy here in Baku. I cannot believe it. Hamilton saying, I'm sorry, guys. And now Perez leads by 1.6 seconds to Vettel and Gasly. Leclerc, Norris, Alonso, Tsunoda, Sainz, Ricciardo, Raikkonen.
I can just hear Max Verstappen and the entire Red Bull garage jumping for joy at the fact that they still lead the championship.
Leclerc's going for the podium. He pulls to the outside of Gasly as we start the last lap, and Leclerc gets him as Gasly pulls back to the inside, down towards turn 1. AlphaTauri won the podium, and they've got it. Gasly goes through, goes too deep. Leclerc tries to cut back and can't. Leclerc goes round the outside. They're still battling side by side. And Gasly goes through. Leclerc can't. And Norris joined the battle as Vettel is closing up. Vettel is a second behind Perez. They're closing. Leclerc sends it round the outside of Gasly. And Leclerc's nearly in the wall. Lando Norris cuts back as well. Leclerc dives to defend as Norris tries to come through. What a restart. What a race. 2 laps of Baku, crazier than any other.
Okay, I'm happy me about this now.
Vettel could now. So yes. No, now this is Verstappen leading the title by 4 points. Hamilton and Verstappen scored no points in Baku.
It's kind of fair.
It's the day of the underdogs. I'm speechless. What a restart. What a restart.
Aren't they all secondary drivers as well?
Yes. All bar
Apart from
Vettel.
Gasly.
Come
and
on.
Vettel.
Come on, Sebi. Come on, Sebi. Get this one. Either way, what a unique podium. Vettel's giving it his all. Gasly's in there too. Sergio Perez, out of the last couple of corners, he's got a straight run to the line. Surely it's going to be Perez to the line. He's got floor damage. Perez has got floor damage. Look, it's sparking underneath.
It's okay. You know the end. You know the end.
Vettel's hunting him down, but it's too late. Sergio Perez wins a crazy race in Baku and wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel is second. Pierre Gasly is third. Charles Leclerc fourth, followed by Norris. Alonso holds off Tsunoda. Sainz, Ricciardo, Raikkonen in the top 10. And then it's Bottas, Latifi, and Schumacher across the line, ahead of Mazepin and Hamilton in 16th. Aston Martin, salute a podium. AlphaTauri, salute a podium. Sergio Perez, race winner in Baku. Wow! He stopped. Perez has stopped. Perez has been told. Perez has run out of fuel. Perez has been told to stop the car.
Just as he wins.
Red Bull winning Baku. It's Sergio Perez, our third different winner of the year. Aston Martin get a podium in second place. Gasly is third. But it looks like Sergio Perez has run out of fuel.
Lucky that he managed to just get across the line and then it just cut out.
Welcome back to the podium, Sebastian Vettel. A 4-time champion back in a new team and puts it on the podium in the 6th race. And yeah, Perez ran out of fuel. Now I hope there's enough left in the tank. I really do. Perez saying thank you guys. And now he's going to have to do a Jensen Button of completing the cool-down lap, although the medical cars come to pick him up. So yeah, Perez has stopped. So a 2-lap sprint here in Baku ends with Hamilton locking up into turn 1 and throwing it away. Aston Martin are delighted. Jessica Hawkins is there smiling as well.
It's truly a day for Red Bull. And
day of the underdogs completely.
Max Verstappen,
still the championship leader.
I think he's in shock now because he
thought he'd gone.
He was crying because he lost it, and then he's got it.
Let's hear from Sebastian quickly. Sebastian, I think, is cheering. Sebastian laughing, saying yes. Welcome back, Sebastian. And he's the driver of the day as well.
With 41% of a vote.
Let's go to the chat then.
The highest I've ever seen.
Let's go to the chat then and see what happened at the restart. Come on, Vettel, says Gwenwyn. Max, Mazepin and Mick both above Lewis. Beth saying, I reckon that Seb kid has a big future ahead of him. I think I went ultrasonic at those points. What a restart. Verstappen gets a bonus. Verstappen gets a point. I think he gets that point.
5 ahead.
Wow. Even crashing out, he's still giving one to Lewis. Unbelievable title fight we got going. Lewis said over the monitor, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I think you've just ruined probably your best chance all season in getting the championship lead.
Well, Red Bull have won everything today, apart from driver of the day. Who cares about that?
Well, ex-driver won it, Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, their ex-driver. Still count that.
Their only world champion as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we were criticising the fact that the race didn't restart.
It turned into a massive...
Well done, Baku. Can we have all Formula 1 races like that? 2-lap sprint with the 5 laps going. Wow.
And Sergio's car nowhere to be seen because it's probably being towed.
I didn't really feel like saying action in Baku a second time, so I thought I'd just say lights out. It's quicker because I knew there was going to be so much drama into turn 1. By the time I got through action in Baku, something would have happened. So just a quick
By the
lights
time
out.
you got through action, it was...
Something happened, yeah. But yeah, that's why I just said lights out. Look, Aston are so happy right now. The German flag is out for Sebastian, who almost breaks over the barriers there. Back on the podium. Aston Martin's first podium in Formula 1 as well. And it's Perez winning his second ever race. And Red Bull extend their lead in the Constructors' Championship, with Bottas and Hamilton not scoring any points. Mercedes, non point. So now, Perez gets 25 points extending. So that 1 point gap becomes a 26-point gap in the Constructors' title.
Also, they kept their Drivers' Championship.
Leads, with Verstappen, yeah.
When Verstappen crashed out, all of us thought, that's it, Lewis is champion again.
Well, he's taking the lead.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, Hamilton locks up at turn 1 and goes straight on. I don't believe it.
It wasn't meant to be. Neither of them won this time.
Ian Birch, what have you done? Missing this one. I hope you've enjoyed it, Dad, watching back at in your chair at Race Control, hoping you had a good one there. It's very hot in this box. It's very sweaty. We've been in here for the MotoGP and the Formula 1 back-to-back. It's been a long couple of hours with a red flag. We've still got one show to do. Sergio Perez doing a Jensen Button, coming home in the medical car and having to jog to get his top position here. What an absolutely strange day. Started off as a high, went to a low, lap 33, everything kicked off, and then a red flag for half hour, and then all hell breaking loose in a restart.
Oh, Lewis ain't happy.
You can tell when Lewis is a bit angry. And
he doesn't get out the car.
Is it angry? Is it anger? Or is it more disappointment?
Well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's Checo wins his second ever race in Formula 1. Exactly how he won his first. Mercedes making a mistake.
It seems to be his golden thing than making mistakes.
For a driver who, when he won his first race last year in Shakir, thought he wouldn't have a drive in 2021. He ran his wife to say, make sure our son is watching his dad win. And now, in just 6 races, he has taken 6 races. He's taken victory here in Azerbaijan. Sergio Perez wins the Baku race. Let's hear Hamilton quickly. Oh, no. No, that's what it was. Hamilton over the radio saying, did I have the magic on? And that's the magic brake paddle, which you have to physically engage to change the braking. And he knocked it. Bono saying he knocked it. That's why he locked up into turn 1. The brake balance was so far forwards. He just locked up. So it was an accident. Oh, my word. Wow. So the magic was on, the magic paddle. And he's gone straight on. That is an absolute heartbreak. Perez and Vettel congratulating each other. Both dropped by teams, picked up by others, and boy, oh boy, are they doing it. And look who's in third. Pierre Gasly for AlphaTauri. It's a day of underdogs in Baku. Unbelievable. Red Bull, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri is your podium. Perez, Vettel, Gasly.
And 2 of those teams each had a driver out.
Let's go back to the chat here as well and have a look.
Oh, Verstappen.
Yeah. Verstappen now watching along. He's still the championship leader by 4 points.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gwenwyn's saying, I need to see that lock-up from Hamilton again. I agree. We need to replay that second start. He's also saying, could have been worse. It could have been. He almost took out Perez as well, didn't he? And
he almost took out Vettel and Perez.
Yeah, I thought so. I don't know. Gwenwyn also saying, Beth Tander saying, Danny Rick equals, yep, shouldn't have left Red Bull. Definitely shouldn't have. Gwenwyn also says, I don't know if Mercedes, the German, will win anything at France next time. Not too sure. Historically, they haven't. Going on then as well, Beth Tanner saying Max would given Checo a toe. He seemed to be on track. Yep. Gwenwyn, we know for sure Toto won't be singing Africa with a smile tonight. And here are the bridesmaids now, eh? Says Beth Tander. Yeah, no longer as well. And that was the move that Gasly pulled on Leclerc into turn 1. Such a sweet move. I think that we're going to be replaying as well, actually, those last 2 laps in our review show later. So I
want to see it again.
Yeah, so you can take them and the commentary. Warning for earphone users as well. That'll be on in around about an hour, maybe not an hour.
We both just literally exploded.
Yeah, it might be on 5 o'clock now. It might be an hour delay to that because we've got to get all the graphics and get cleaned up a little bit, have a drink, wipe the sweat off,
some
and
food.
Some food, yogurt for me, and then just
anything I can find for me.
And then plug in these microphones and start talking.
Because I waited to have breakfast until it was like 12.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be starving then, aren't you?
Yeah.
What? I just can't believe it. I really can't believe this one. That just exploded. I have never seen a race like that. Notifications have gone wild, by the way, for all this. Unbelievable. Megs, talk us through the results, please, on the time screen.
Right, so this time screen. Right, so first, Sergio Perez. Second, Sebastian Vettel. Third, Pierre Gasly. Fourth, Leclerc. Fifth, Norris. Sixth, Alonso. Seventh, Tsunoda. Eighth, Sainz. Ninth, Ricciardo. 10th, Raikkonen. 11th, Giovinazzi. 12th, Bottas. 13th, Latifi. 14th, Schumacher. 15th, Mazepin. 16th, Hamilton. 17th, Russell. 18th, Verstappen. 19th would have been Stroll. And 20th would have been Ocon.
Unbelievable race. And my hand as well. I wear 2 rings. That one is sweated up, and this one is actually hurting me with the amount of sweat. So I'm going to have to take it off, actually, as well. Look at that. Look at that. The amount of sweat and tears in this race today. It's gone green, actually. I'm going to take that one can stay on.
Whereas my ring, it's a wire ring, so... Mine doesn't do anything.
One absolutely strange race we've had here today as well. I can't wait. Who's the bridesmaids now? I think Max and Lewis.
Yeah,
They've been divorced. Yeah, they've been divorced from this one. Wow, I need a fan on me. In fact, we have a fan. Let's switch it on. Down here in the box.
Hold on.
Not a heat. It's not a heat anymore. We can do fan mode.
Hold on. Yeah. Just get the MotoGP notes.
Hang on, I need those notes. I haven't done Moto 2 yet.
I know.
Careful, that's 30 sheets of paper there. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, just need that. That's if you're making the flags go. Put them back. Look at that. So at the end of all this, Verstappen leads the title by 4 points still. 105 to Hamilton, 101. Perez closes up now 69. So really, to make the title fight closer all across, it's a day of the underdogs to close in on the top 2. Because now what? They're only 32 points behind Perez to Hamilton. That's not bad at all. Here's the second restart, look. Hamilton had the lead at turn 1, unlocked up and went straight on over Perez. So there was the replay in the top corner. Here's the checkered flag for Perez winning. So it really was a case of he had the lead, turned in too late and decided to go straight on. We've been on air, by the way, for 3 hours and 6 minutes. I don't know if that's actually how long we've been on air. No, we've been on air exactly 3 hours, actually, for this race as well. That's how long it has. So it's around about a 45-minute red flag period.
Jeez.
Yeah, half-hour pre-show.
People can stick with it for this long.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you to everybody who has watched along with us here today. It really has been an honour as well to commentate.
Beth asking what does it do to the championship from 3rd to 7th.
Closes it up. We just saw. Yeah, closes it up dramatically.
Well, 3rd is Norris, so there's something going on
there.
No,
Perez 3rd now. Perez 3rd. Yeah, Perez 3rd in the championship, yeah.
Norris, sorry, you've been debunked to 4.
Yeah, actually,
that's your number, so it's perfect for you, right?
I think I can actually take a look actually here because if I have this graphic, right, let's take a look at the start. So Perez gets a bad start, cuts across.
Oh, they make contact.
Yeah, and Hamilton's offline into 1, locks up and goes straight on.
I just realised what happened. When him and Perez made that slight contact, his arm must have moved.
Yeah, looks like that happened, didn't it?
So that little contact cost Hamilton.
Yeah,
everything.
Straight on as well. I can tell you that. Here we go. Here, I had the points there and I lost it on the timing monitor. So give me a second, Beth, and I'll tell you the point situation. If I can get it on here in the timing. Here we go. Now that was points. I've got it again. Oh, there's the contact with Giovinazzi and Raikkonen making contact. So Megan, if you could just quickly talk about that now.
Right. So.
Oh, this is Sainz and Perez having a go.
I keep having to crack my back.
Okay, so now Perez is on 69 points, Vettel 28, Gasly 31, Leclerc 52, Norris 66. So yeah, Perez goes to third, with Norris in fourth.
Execute order 66.
Fifth would be Leclerc.
Josh.
Go on, 66 points.
Lando has 66 points and he was named after a character in Star Wars.
Yeah, Lando's definitely going all order 66 on us, isn't he?
Oh, please tell me he's not going to go all evil.
I don't know, but I don't know, but I've seen two cars with a camera that I spotted at the exit of the pit lane that was darting backwards around. I spotted two cars leaving with a camera that looked like a ray gun. Plot of Cars 2.
It's a death car.
Yeah, Plot of Cars 2, isn't it? See, that honestly seemed to be what was happening today. It was the plot of Cars 2 out there. Unbelievable. So we've got the timing graphics. Yeah, so there's the point. So yeah, Perez does take third in the Drivers' Championship now, away from Lando Norris.
I must say, Max looks happy.
Wouldn't you? Mazepin and Schumacher get their highest finishes in Formula 1, 15th and 14th.
Yeah.
And Russell could have got points as well. That's what's really annoying me. He could have got points.
They decided, do you know what? I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah. Here we go then. Podium time. Pierre Gasly, a race winner himself, on the podium for the third time in his Formula 1 career. Sebastian Vettel, his first podium since Singapore 2019 when he took victory. His 122nd podium. But the race winner, Sergio Perez, his 11th podium in Formula 1, his second ever victory. Sergio Perez wins. And we will hear the Red Bull national anthem for Austria and the Mexican national anthem. And of course we have to talk over it, which is the really annoying part.
I'm just impressed the fact that I said earlier on that Red Bull wouldn't mind, like, Sergio would get the win.
Yeah.
So that's happened.
I think you might have cursed Max today, if I'm honest. You have got the curse of the commentator because you literally said Perez would win.
I've always been very in touch with that curse.
Yeah, and it seems to have happened as well here today as well.
Yeah,
with
so
Perez taking victory. Let's take away the lap
look how
counter now.
proud Max looks.
Max is proud because, yes, he's crashed out, but Lewis made a mistake and he's kept the lead of the title. He thought it was all over. I've lost the lead. Now it's just one less race with no points for either driver, so it's actually going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's just closed up everybody else in the standings.
The thing is, one thing does change. The only one who scored points out of the two of them is Max.
Max scored one. No, he didn't. He didn't get that bonus point. I've looked in. He didn't get. No, because he wasn't inside the top 10.
He should have.
Yeah, so no point for the fastest lap was awarded.
I don't believe they should say, oh, if you're not in the top 10, you can't get the point, because I think it's unfair.
Officially, he was out of the race as well, but he is classified as well as being 18th because he completed more than 90% of the race distance. So Verstappen is classified in 18th, Russell classified 17th as not being out of the race. The only two official retirements are Stroll and Ocon, even though we saw both Verstappen crash off and Russell failed to take the second start.
Yeah.
Highest average podium age since Zandvoort in 1983, with Perez, Vettel and Gasly here. I can believe that, actually.
Well, that's something to be known for.
Yeah, wow, what a standing we're seeing now. So that's the Mexican national anthem, and now we will hear the Austrian national anthem for Red Bull.
But obviously we also can't hear this, so we're going to continue talking through it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the fact that we're going to the French Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time now, where we'll also have MotoGP going on that weekend as well, with their German Grand Prix. But the French Grand Prix as well, it's a circuit that doesn't deliver great racing, but I've just got this feeling that now Hamilton and Verstappen...
It's going to be a fight for death.
Yeah, now Hamilton and Verstappen are once again so close to the title fight that it's not going to be such a big gap as what we thought. It's back to 4 points.
It's going to be hell.
Yeah,
and especially with how these tyres are recently. Yeah, it's reminding me of Austria 2020.
Yeah, they're going for it, aren't they? It's going to be another race type where we're really going to see some struggling at the French Grand Prix. That's in 2 weeks' time. So join us. It might be fun.
Yeah, I think there might actually be some excitement in front.
Certainly today's race has been fun as well. That's what I can't believe. And
really fun.
Yeah, Ian Birch has not been with us for this race today. He's back at race control after not feeling very well, so hopefully he's enjoyed it. We're going to go back in and talk to him about it, and then we'll be back with you in about an hour and a half's time for all of the action.
Sometime later.
Yeah, sometime later as well. Stay tuned for that live for that as well. Gwenwyn says, I'll keep tabs on the Australian Grand Prix. Yeah, that race might not happen. His second ever win, Sergio Perez wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Groman says, I'll keep tabs on the Australian Grand Prix. I'm in Melbourne and we've had recent outbreaks here. It might be moved. Yes, I'm hearing rumours it might be moved to Adelaide or the Bend, which is a racetrack there. Watch Seb next race. Germans always get a little excited when they go to France. Yes.
But sadly, they never win.
And victory for Aston. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, it's victory for Aston.
It's a win for them today because they've got a second place in just their 6th ever race in Formula 1. Gasly back on the podium. And now, as ever, it's champagne time. In a crazy race here in Baku, the champagne flies. It is Sergio Perez who wins a 2-lap shootout over Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly. Formula 1 could have had the biggest farce. Instead, they've delivered us with 2 laps of action we will never, ever forget. The championship is status quo. Verstappen leads by just 4 points to Hamilton, both either crashing or failing to score today. Megan Birch.
I think Seb has missed this. You can tell on his face. He is so delighted right now.
He's back on the podium. He's where he belongs as well. That is exactly what we like to see. Megan, please give me your driver of the day.
Sebastian Vettel.
Second?
Sergio Perez. And third is going to be Gasly.
Fair point. So the podium, but in a different order.
Yeah.
What a race. Right, me and Megan will be back in about an hour and a half, somewhere around there.
Probably around that.
As soon as the graphics are ready, we'll put it out and put it on the Discord channel and on the Twitter and Instagram at Joshua Birch99 for all of the action there. My driver of the day, I'm going to go for Sebastian Vettel and Perez, actually, those two, yeah. Actually, also, let's throw in Fernando Alonso, 6th place.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's throw him in. Great result for Fernando, P6, his highest result being back in Formula 1 as well. Okay, we'll be back in about an hour and a half's time as well for the Grand Prix review as soon as we've wiped ourselves down with a towel and had some bit of food and drink and recuperated. We'll get the graphics on too. Also, reminder that next weekend, the British Touring Car Championship resumes after a month's break at Snetterton. And I'm delighted to say I will be trackside commentating for you with Watch Along. So we'll have a camera and me standing there in front of the track as well. And I'll be commentating on Watch Along coverage live from the track. Megan will be back here at the commentary box controlling all of the action for me as well. 3 races coming for you next weekend. 2 weeks' time, we will be going for the French Grand Prix for Formula 1 as well. That could be an interesting race. Now it's suddenly livened up a little bit more. And we'll be back for MotoGP as well. And don't forget also, in between the 2 races, we'll also have coverage of IndyCar with the highlights from the 2 races at Detroit. Thanks for your company today. So, it started out as Charles Leclerc going for redemption. He slipped back. Then it was a battle of Baku between Lewis and Max. Max blew. Lewis locked. And it turned out to be the old dogs on the podium. Perez wins from Vettel with the young gunner Gasly there too. Day of the underdogs in Baku. How apt. Bye for now.